You don't have it. Even if the season ends, it still levels up. That's what I read.
Oh yeah, that's the new update for this. That's right.
Yep. It's exciting stuff, guys. You know what else is exciting? Episode 76.
69.
69.
Yeah, it is an
back.
exciting episode. Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of the Weekly DLC. I'm one of your hosts, Karosh. Joined always by my co-host, Daniel Vargas.
Aloha.
And Daniel Jang.
Good morning.
And if you're not familiar with what we do, we come to you every week. Sometimes from this room, sometimes from LA, sometimes from Comic-Con, sometimes from PAX. You never know where you can find us. And we sit around. We have some fun topics, usually related to nerdy stuff, pop culture. And then we have some fun. We hope you have fun watching us. We're all on the phone, I guess. Right now there's an important call. Yes. Can it wait?
San Diego Comic-Con.
Non-fat milk.
Through the update.
Okay, thank you. Love you.
Love you, Fortnite.
That was my boss. No. So yeah, guys, what have you been up to? Talk to me. Last week was eventful, but we haven't really had like a traditional episode.
Right.
So fill me in. What's been
I
going
didn't
on
do
with
much. My life has been sucked into World of Warcraft again.
you? I saw you on Battle.net.
God fucking damn it, the expansion, man.
So is it out?
No. There's a patch
Battle
that
Pass?
was out as of Tuesday.
Okay.
That initiates, which technically was yesterday. Updates everything to get ready for it.
Okay.
So they implemented this new patch. So before the scale, they've never dropped the scale of like health. So like you went from level 1 to level 110, and there was no scale down scale. So like a tank would have, I think, a max of like 15 million health.
Oh, just 50.
You know,
Just
and then like DPS would like shot and like it would be like 2 million damage, like a really high end DPS would do. It's been scaled down now, and like a tank will have like around like 45 is the highest I've seen so far. 45,000.
Are people mad?
And damage, like my highest crit right now is like, it's still like it's pretty good 7K, but that's like with every bonus procced and like there's all these bonuses I can get where it boosts my damage, and then I have another bonus where it's like 100% this shot will be crit, and so I hit it in 7.6K.
So did this update entice you to jump back on, or what was it that brought you back?
It was just so there's a buddy at work. I don't play with him. I've actually never played with him, but he keeps talking about it. I'm like, dude, don't, like, I'm never gonna go back to play, but don't worry about it. Like, I'm not worried about it. And then I just slowly started watching people stream it, and like I just like a lot of streamers get into the PvP point of it. I've never been to that. Like it's like I'm so bad at micromanaging like buttons that like I cannot like I turn around to try to kill someone, I have to look down, and by the time I do that, they've thrown 16 things at me, you know, and I'm barely about to push the button to attack them for the first time.
It's just a little ring rust. You get back in there, you're gonna be like,
no, I've always been that way especially with World of Warcraft. I've never been able to match other people's DPS, even though I have better gear. So I've always never been fully invested in the game. I still enjoy getting to the end of it, though.
Is the PvP a big part of the end game, or is it just one aspect of it?
It's one of two major aspects for end game. There's PvE, which is player versus everything, and that's generally raids, dungeons,
like Destiny.
with teams.
Destiny took a lot of that from there.
And then there's PvP, where in that sense you can also get ultimate gear, but it's all catered towards PvP. Like it gives you resilience towards taking damage from other players.
Okay.
It boosts like more stamina than the other gear because you want to survive longer rather than taking more, doing more damage. So those two are both each an end game aspect, and you can do both at the same time. But that's a lot more work.
Yeah,
like,
it's investment.
You have to. Yeah, it's a lot more time.
So have you been streaming this since playing?
No, I haven't been streaming.
Have you been? What happened to that?
I take a break. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm still unsure of that. I don't know if I want to. It's just I don't know. For me, being in front of the camera,
I thought you were gonna be behind, like just the voice.
I know, I guess, but it's still like there's still like a feeling I get when I, even if it's just my voice, and it's weird to me. I don't know.
You need to motivate yourself. Watch the episode where we talk about both.
Other than that, I didn't take advantage of any deals that were over the weekend.
Prime Day?
That's what I was gonna say.
2 switches.
Didn't take so I saw a lot of posts on Twitch
Okay.
or Twitter, talking about how Prime Day is, or just how in Amazon in general, Dave Bezos or what? Not Dave. What's his name? Jeff Bezos.
My name
Has like 150 or 250 billion dollars.
Sure.
Um,
You could have made up a number. I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense.
He's
the thing is,
stupid
like,
rich.
people give him shit saying like, dude, you have enough money to like help a certain city out and do all this, do all that. The thing is, he doesn't have any obligation to do that, obviously, you know. But
I think Uncle Ben once said, "With great power comes great responsibility."
and that guy died.
He had a pretty amazing nephew.
But I don't know. I don't have much to say about like his wealth or whatever. But
Okay.
people were talking about how my biggest gripe is that he's gotten this through a business, and yet there's so many reports of those employees in that business being treated like shit. You know, like they have quotas to meet, and those quotas don't account for lunch or like. Yeah, essentially like lunch breaks and like bathroom breaks, but they're technically allowed to have that. But it's like you take that, you're not going to meet your quota. You know, like you have to work through that.
Which is crazy because I have a viewer who works at an Amazon warehouse, and
He doesn't.
I
feel that
asked
way?
him, and he said no. It's a
Super
good
chill.
environment to work in. And he gets paid well.
I do feel like it's certain areas, certain positions.
Yeah.
I
That's
feel like
with
there's
any job, I
higher.
think.
Yeah, I feel like there's maybe LA, like specifically like a LA
But he's
area.
busy.
Might
He
be,
is busy.
yeah. Might be like big, you know, more inclined for stuff like that. But I don't know. There's that.
So how did this tie into? Did you buy something?
No. I didn't buy anything
Okay.
from Prime. I was planning on, because they did have a deal for the Switch, where if you buy the Switch, you get, it was $300. Then it came with a $20
eShop.
eShop
Yeah.
card, and then a memory card. I
Yeah,
think
of
it was.
64 gigabyte SD card. I was
64.
trying to show that to my friend
Yeah.
because they were like, "Hey, if you see any good deals on Switches," I'm like, "Just look at your day." I sent them the link. They're like, "All right, I'll have to check it out."
And I don't know. At the time, I was like, "That's not a good enough deal for me to do it," even though I already have a Switch.
Yeah. Why? What was the incentive to get one? To flip it?
No, I have issues with my Switch.
Oh.
Playing. I've actually haven't been playing Hollow Knight because it crashes.
Really?
Like it crashes
It's not
to where
is it the game?
it's
then?
only that game that does it.
Then maybe it's the game because I heard there's a patch that just came out.
It could be, but I talked to Jang over here. I was gonna say bosses, and he hasn't had that issue. And it just like, I don't know. I felt like one is maybe like, you know, obviously like just it was a thing, and I played a long time before it happened.
Okay.
Happened once. I was like, okay, whatever. It tells me the files are corrupt. I have to re-download the whole thing. So I re-download the whole thing. Works again. Started playing it again. Played like maybe like a total of 4 hours. It happened again. And I was like,
At the same spot.
I don't know. At that time, I don't remember, but
Okay.
I don't think it was the same spot because I'd moved on. And then I re-downloaded it, played it again, and it happened in the exact same spot.
Oh.
Exact same move I did.
But
in the
no,
exact same
did
area.
you try other games?
No other game. My sister plays Odyssey on it.
It's fine.
Doesn't have. It's fine.
Yeah, I would say it's the game.
I
Okay,
also-
sorry, this is
I'm also
tangent.
not happy with like the mod I did. Like I just don't
Well-
care for having it have the clear.
Oh, really?
The clear casing anymore. Yeah. So, I don't know. Overall, like, I think I'm gonna switch it, and I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna switch it, and I'm gonna end up buying. There's a brand called D Brand skins.
Yeah.
They
Popular
recently,
with phones.
yeah, phones. They recently got into Switch,
Mhm.
and they've done some really nice skins. And I'm like, oh, that looks really good. And I wanted to buy one already for this one. I was like, it's gonna cover the damn modification that I did for it. I'm like, nah, I won't buy it.
So what did you end up doing?
So I ended up buying one off eBay. eBay had, it was $270,
Okay.
and then they had if you buy something over $150, you get $25 off. So I bought it for $250
Okay.
with tax. It went back up to $275 or $270. So I bought a second Switch for $270, and I'm probably just gonna sell the first one, the modded one. I'm sure it'll sell fast because it's modded with that nostalgic look.
Raise the price.
I don't think so. I'm still gonna keep it low. I'm not looking to make money off of it. I just want to make my
Wow.
money back.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you do. That's cool.
But yeah, so I have 2 Switches. Well, it hasn't come in yet.
Yeah.
but I'm gonna have 2 Switches.
Are you gonna be able to wait? They have a way to transfer save.
That's what I'm
think
holding
they do.
off right now.
Yeah, they do. They do have a way to transfer. It's just you can't back it up on any cloud until
back the thing up.
back it up.
Watch yourself.
What about you
Show
guys?
me what you
I've been playing a crap ton of Fortnite.
You have
Fortnite. It's
But
good, dude.
season
'cause you're
5.
Trying to
Yeah.
get that end
Yeah,
game.
because
They changed the meta.
last week, I think the day we were at I Am 8-Bit was when the update happened, right?
Yeah.
Season 5.
California is in the map now.
Really?
Yeah, California. So I think it's Death Valley.
Oh,
I don't know what. Did you see the
It is
intro?
a desert area. Yeah,
Yeah.
they took away. I don't know what it's called.
Moisty Mire?
Moisty Mire. It's like a marshland
Yeah.
area.
Mhm.
They took that out, and now it's like a desert
California.
area.
Okay.
But I finally understand Fortnite. I think
Really?
building wise, I think I do.
The old architect.
Yeah, but,
As they call
but I'm
him.
slow. That's the problem. I know how to build, and I'm executing it. I actually knew how to build before. I just didn't know how to execute it. Now I can execute it, but it's not fast enough.
Hey,
And that's but
gotta
you know
keep
who wins the
practicing.
race? You know who wins it? The tortoise.
hell yeah. What else? Oh, I've been nitpicking short stories.
Really?
So
Is that your new Kindle?
I don't know. Is it long enough?
So,
I have 3 Kindles now.
what?
3 Kindles.
Are you reading 3 books?
Yes.
3 different books on
It's
each
kind
You
of
can
like
swap between books on one Kindle.
so. It's kind of like
It's not
a
fast
3
enough.
PC setup. So I go. No,
Yeah,
but
triple
Bro.
screen.
I got to return 2 of them
What happened?
because okay. So I bought one initially.
you guys had some shopping for adventures. We all did, I guess. I should.
There's a dead pixel. I
Oh,
had
yeah,
to
yeah.
return it, so I haven't returned it yet to Amazon originally.
Okay.
Then I just bought a new one on
Mhm.
Best Buy, going to return the original one, but then Amazon Prime happened, and it's super cheap on Amazon Prime, so I bought a third.
Oh, the Prime Day?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to return the first 2.
Well, you get a refund on a refund on the dead pixel one?
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be a refund.
They'll give them credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the second one you just bought so you can
at
return.
Best Buy. Yep.
And then from
Have
where,
you
yeah.
opened that second one?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't
I-
know.
I think so. As
No,
long as
you
you got a
can't.
receipt.
I don't know,
you'll be
man.
fine.
Yep.
Oh man, I don't know.
This
I don't know.
This
man.
guy. You read this book?
Yeah, I read a short story. So I've been reading I just been nitpicking on short stories. Like I'll read Reddit and be like, "Oh, this story's really dope." I read Neil Gaiman's How to Talk to Girls at Party, which is a movie now. It was better than Stephen King's Boogeyman. They hyped up Boogeyman and was not scared.
It's the hype, dude. Don't give into it.
But The Jaunt, recommend.
What's it called?
The Jaunt.
Jaunt. What's it about?
So it's about
oh,
teleportation is available. Like it's in the future, 2030.
But it's
Teleportation's available. So a family's trying to go to Mars,
Okay.
but crazy stuff. Like it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
There's some really cool
And in this book you put in front is a collection of short stories?
collection of short stories.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Definitely gotta check that out. I enjoyed Stephen King from everything you've been telling me. You know,
Dude,
stuff
it's
I've read.
free online. That story,
Really?
The Jaunt.
Oh, okay.
And people have said it's similar to Black Mirror's White Christmas. I've never seen it, but they're like, there's very similarities, like big similarities between White Christmas and The Jaunt. Is it John creepy? Because this gets
I don't. I White Christmas is.
You mean
creepy.
White Christmas?
Yeah, White Christmas.
That was
it
one of
it gets creepy because of the
implementation.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah. I still can't say it.
implementation.
That word of what
they
what this could do. when
So
you-
like, I'm sure like the potential of what like this tech exists, but
Mhm.
like the eerie stuff people could do with it, with a perverse mind, what you do with teleportation or whatever it is. They do that with a few things in that Black Mirror episode that they
might
show.
have to watch.
You have to watch that. It's a good like you don't have to commit to a season
Yeah.
or a season 2
I do
for that
think,
matter.
I think what was it? Season 2?
that was season 3.
It's season 3 is the brand
Christmas.
newest one.
No. Season 4 is the brand newest one.
Oh, okay.
Season 3 was the one where the girl like rates each other.
So season 2 and season 3 are really good ones, but they're also only like 4 episodes each.
Yeah. Season 4 was the 6th episode.
I think
I'm
that's
gonna
what I'm
watch
confused.
White Christmas. I'll watch it tonight.
That's a good one.
Yeah, dude, watch it. And then
I didn't watch San Junipero. No, I was kidding.
you don't have to. But the thing is, like, again, season 2, season 3 have like there are episodes in there where like I feel like they're really good.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously some episodes that hold
Better,
higher
yeah,
than
yeah.
other. And I still just haven't gotten around to watching all of season 4, but I have
How
watched.
many of those?
I'll tell you something crazy.
Oh.
So like the way to teleportation, there has to be a point A and point B, right? So this guy like finds his wife cheating on him, so he sends his wife to point A, turns off point B, so she's just stuck in limbo. And then like he gets tried for murder, but the lawyer's arguing, wait, you can't try him for murder because
she's not dead.
you don't know she's dead. She's just
Yeah.
But they never found the body, and he gets.
I
tried.
could definitely see this as a Black Mirror episode. That's
He
got
gets
a Black
tried
Mirror
for
vibe
murder.
to it.
He gets tried for murder, but they're talking about the history of like the teleportation system, and he's trying not to like scare the kids, and like the father knows that there are bad things that happen in the teleportation, but he's not telling it to the kids, and it gets really, really
Bad
creepy.
as in like a monster can be in the way while you're traveling.
You have to
Okay,
read.
I want to
It's
read
free.
it. I
It's free
really
online.
want to. Yeah, I'll put it on my Kindle.
And I watched.
Is it as long as like what was the short for Sorrento, or is it?
That's
way
like a-
longer?
Oh, that one's shorter. No, Sorrento's way shorter.
Okay.
Yeah,
So this is
it's
like
super
a
long.
good few pages.
It'll probably take like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
But
What trailer did you watch?
and I saw Stranger Things season 3. The trailer.
Just
I
the
feel like
trailer?
at this point you're not gonna watch season 2. You're gonna watch season 3.
No, I have to watch season 2. I have to.
The
finish
thing
it.
is, you're talking shit on season 2, and you haven't even seen it yet.
What are you talking? I've seen half of it.
You saw.
You saw more than you did, right?
I've
Last
seen-
I
I've
checked,
seen
you
half
watched,
of it.
You watched a few, 4.
I still feel like you can't.
I
talk
got
shit,
to the
though.
point where I've seen the mother
Okay.
of Elle. I've seen Dart get big,
Spoilers.
and like
You had a lot of time.
Doesn't matter.
but
I don't expect to get spoiled on a podcast.
I've seen half of it, and I was
Okay,
unimpressed. I was
I
unimpressed.
still don't feel like you have to watch the whole thing before you can say how bad something is.
You know what you should do? You should watch the whole thing so you can tell him to watch the whole thing. So now we have him outnumbered.
Hey, I'm
That's
gonna
a
watch
really
White
good idea.
Christmas. so.
Okay, I'll take that. We worked this out. We have Stranger Things season 2 flanking him, and we throw in episodes of Black Mirror.
So, I
But-
just hope.
I thought the commercial was cool.
Yeah, it was clever.
And
I
also
liked
had the Hunt for Red October. Books are Walden books. Rest in peace.
You loved the trailer for season 2.
For 3 season. 3.
No, I know, but when you
Oh,
watch season 2 because it had
the Ghostbusters.
See,
Yeah, I did love it.
See, so I mean,
But I hated this.
that
trailer
must
for
mean that season 3 is
3.
even worse then.
And I hated the trailer for season 1 so bad. No, I was kidding. I loved season 1's trailer. Actually, I was one of the
I
few
tell you-
people that loved Stranger Things before it even got famous. When I saw the trailer, I was like, dude.
Hipster much?
Yo, let me go back to my
I feel like there's a lot of
But is it long
strange
enough?
things going on right now.
All right, that's
Okay.
it.
I'm
And I'm
curious.
excited for Comic-Con.
Which
will
we'll
be
be
a
getting
2-part,
into. Yeah. What have I been up to? So we did that. What happened before that? I had stuff before last week. I was like, I can't wait to talk about this. I'm like, woof.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. So I did Dungeons and Dragons with some buddies on the weekend,
Pathfinder.
and then I did some today actually.
You have a second one running now?
So I have one at lunchtime at work.
Cheater.
And
cheating
I'm a
on things.
bard in that one, so I'm playing very differently. Like the bard, I'm just like, guys, this was all me. Like I've been like playing it how I feel, and now I'm starting to realize, like looking back on it, it's very much like an early Star-Lord sort of person.
I feel like a physical manifestation. I think of manifestation of in El Dorado. The
Exactly. That's exactly. I was like, this is me, guys. I'm like, so we're in like a fight, and my buddy's a barbarian, and like, I'll sing to try and inspire them, and I roll, and it's like a 2, and then the guy will be like, "You pissed her off,"
Negative.
and I'm like, "It worked, didn't it?" It's like she's enraged, and she goes and fucking cleaves 8 goblins in one move. I'm like, "You're welcome." That was all. And
that
I'm
is
like, I'm going in, and I'm
dude.
like, "That was me, guys." I'm very like egotistical.
You enraged your teammate who just murdered.
Well, it just so happened that she decided to enrage, and I'm like, let's just say that I pissed you off so much that you channeled it towards you're welcome. Whereas in the others campaign that I'm doing, which is on weekends, I'm a paladin, and I'm supposed to be very like by the book, stoic, but I'm playing a little bit loosely like that. I'm more like I'm a paladin, but I bend the rules. Like I'm like, I'll look the other way. I technically didn't see that, that sort of. But I'm still very different from what I like.
Mhm.
I'm not charismatic. I'm not like Well, I actually am charismatic.
Bend it even further. Become McNulty.
I'll be Beckham. I'm about to be Beckham, guy. Yeah, McNulty. Yeah, it's a good point. Because I've been trying to think of inspirations to go off of from like, and the main one I've had for my paladin is Kamina from Gurren Lagann. He's like motivational, and I want to be like, I go around helping others be better selves. Whereas my bard, I'm just like, I'm here to liven this group up, and
you just enrage
like a lot of the characters in our group are getting hit on by people in the town, and like they don't want to be hit on, so I'm trying to like go in and be like a wingman's kind of like we gotta go or this. I don't know. It's funny. I enjoy it. It's been fun, but it's short, so it's like a different vibe. I played a little bit of Octopath Traveler, no further than I got in the demo. You can get our impressions on our last episode about what we thought of those.
So I haven't picked it up because of the issues I got. Just
wait for your Switch. Switch 2. What else have we been playing? Tetris a little bit more. We had a few matches. We're getting ready for that PAX tournament.
Yeah. Greg
Miller.
Miller, we're coming for you, bro.
Coming, buddy.
Coming for you.
What else? I have a lot of my like action figures and stuff that I can't keep at home. I have them at my work desk, sort of on a shelf, and I get like a lot of people come by and say stuff, and it's funny. But it's just like I have these. I want to put them on display, and I can't at home because we don't have space. So I'm like, works perfect.
Yeah.
And we are moving now between offices, and I'm like, this is an opportunity to like redesign that shelf, like put a theme. I have a Pikachu section where it's just like random shit of Pikachu, like all the Pikachu shit I have. And I'm like, maybe I have a few amiibo, but it's assorted. I'm thinking I should just go all Zelda amiibo. Just have like all Zelda. So I'm excited about that. And then finally, I actually started playing Fortnite.
On PC or
Switch.
Traitor, I can't play with you.
PS4, Sony.
Do you have a battle pass?
Yeah. Because the main reason I was incentivized, I was like, I want to play.
Are Switch players bad? I
I'm bad.
But Switch can play with Xbox and PC.
But it tends to pair.
If it's solo, it just does their own thing.
You at least on PC, you can change options to be everything.
I don't know if I've changed
or
my options.
only PC.
So
only
I could, but I've noticed the players are very 12-year-old. Like
everywhere.
Yeah. So what's funny is there was like some I'm not even going for like wins. I'm just going for like what challenges can I complete.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
that's a good way.
Because I really like what incentivized me with this season that I was like, okay, I'll check it out. I know you guys talked about it. One of the viewers, our friend Sam, was like, hey, he's been playing it, so I've been hearing a lot about it, and I saw Vikings, and I was like, God of War, like I kind of like that. So I got that the pickaxe that's like a
it looks like a Skyrim axe.
Yeah,
it reminded me of Kratos's.
Yeah. Oh, that too. Yeah.
But
I wanted to pick it up too, but I'm like, dude, that's $12. Like,
well, I apparently after the battle pass thing, I got a few rewards. I had enough for it, but I now don't have enough for like other stuff. But anyway, I'm playing, and usually I'll either see nobody and just run around, and then I die, or I die immediately. But I did squads, I was saying, and I forgot I had my volume up so I can hear them talking to me. And he was just like, Cujo Prime, you got a mic? Mike, Cujo Prime, get your mic! And I'm like, Mike!
That's half of the thing. Like, even on PC, like, as soon as you're about to drop, and we got a mic, yo, and then like calls every name out. Yo, the Folio, yo, you got a mic? Yo, dude. And then he goes down to like, yo, Kitty Prime, you got a mic?
And then Cujo like talks to him and was like, hey, and then Chris Hansen, hey, why don't you have a seat there? What are you trying to do?
But there was a few points where I'm like, I'm getting a little bit better, but I'm playing, what I like about it is I'm waiting for like this file to buffer or load in SoundCloud, and I'm just like, I'll play real quick. I get like 2 things in, and I'm like, all right, I did something. That was fun.
That's a long buffering.
It takes a while. And then the main thing I've been playing, and this will tie into my topic, is I've just been going ham on Destiny.
Oof.
I actually completed one of the 2. Destiny 2.
On?
Both. When my friends are on, I'll go on PS4.
When no one's
on, I'm just like, I'm going on PC because it feels so good. So I'm like, what am I committing? Because I want to get the shirt, and I have till end of August. So
But
that's
once you unlock it, you still have to buy the shirt,
I
right?
don't care.
It's not free.
No, it's not free.
Okay,
It lets
that's
you buy the shirt and it has the tag. But I like all
cool.
this stuff. I've gotten the shirts before.
Did the other shirt before have a tag?
Yes. I think 2 of the last ones. It charges you an extra $5 to do the name on it.
I've not seen you wear that shirt, by the way.
Yes, you have.
I've not.
I've
I mean, when
in a
when you
while.
first bought it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while now.
It's
though.
been a while.
I don't
When I
know.
first got it, it was like the level 40. I
Can
came
you?
in-
So once you buy it, can you buy it again? Let's say like just you want 2 pairs or something, or you can only buy 1.
I think
You can probably buy it multiple times.
maybe
at
you
the
can?
time.
I don't know.
But-
I haven't thought because I was like, wait, do I need to do the triumphs on PS4 and PC to get 2 copies of the shirt? Because I'm crazy enough to do it, but I don't want to. There's things in the PC version that are way easier to do than the PS4 version. Like, for instance, it's sort of like an open world area, but the amount of people that can be in a server at a time is 9. And when you're in this area, there'll be the opportunity to do escalation protocol, which is this event where it's just like hordes. But it's usually it's intended for high level players or coordinated players. So what people will do if they're trying to coordinate is they keep loading into the game, loading to orbit, loading into the
there's
server
a lot of people
until 3 people are in the same server, but not in a group, not like as a squad.
Yeah.
And then once they get to that, then they invite the other people to, because you can have 3 people per fire team, per like squad.
Mm-hmm.
So when 3 people are in there, they're the anchors, and they invite the other 4 players, or no, the other 6 players, and then they have 9 people in that server. But sometimes there'll be like a rando coming in, and they're like, hey, can you please leave this session? And they will or won't comply. Usually they will if you're polite. But that is way easier on PC to coordinate, because I'm like on Discord. I join a party chat. I'm like, hey, do you guys have room? They're like, yeah, jump in. And then we just like, hey, we already have our anchors. Just hop in on this person. Super easy. PS4,
so Discord, there's like a Destiny 2 channel.
there's LFG Discord.
Okay, that
and
makes
like
sense.
there's like the text chats, and then there's a party chat. And if they cap them at 9 people, so you automatically know if it's full or not.
Discord's amazing.
Yeah, but I haven't found that for PS4.
That's
because
amazing.
people on PS4 are, I don't know, like, because I guess Discord is more computer, like I don't think as many people realize they could do it with their
They
phone.
don't do the mobile thing. Yeah.
But finding a raid group for me has been easier on PS4 because I know people on PS4.
Yeah.
And so I have my coworker and his family have been like trying to find a 6th.
But have you done the achievement?
I've done, so the achievement is, no, I haven't. Yeah,
They're
I know what you're talking about. I was like, the Triumph? No. I haven't done that one yet.
Do you
But
need that for Triumph?
Yeah. You need to do the raid, the main raid, and then there's 2 like mini raids. But in order to get the mini raids Triumph, you have to do both of them. And I've done 1.
Hit me up
Okay.
next time.
We gotta get you up
Actually,
to
I
like.
probably gotta get geared. I should probably start playing.
So yes, like I was just working on my milestones, which is like things you have to do every week that will give you guaranteed increases in your power. And I'm just like, man, this is taking. Just doing that is like
The news on the new expansion has been getting me hyped a little bit to be playing. So I might.
Okay.
I haven't picked up the expansion yet, so I might though.
I haven't decided because I'm like, am I getting the expansion on both?
This expansion isn't part of like you buying the season pass, right?
No, you
That's
have to buy it
fucking
separate,
hate
and then
it.
there's gonna be an annual pass
But
outside of it.
something's coming. Monster Hunter PC headshot.
No, what is here right now? I'm not doing PC. Man.
Behemoth.
I am not.
Headshot.
no,
Headshot.
summer-
Headshot.
summer-
Headshot.
Yeah, heavy bowgun is gonna be fucking. Light bowgun is gonna be OP.
360 no scope.
Ninjas now on Monster Hunter.
So there's been like videos of like bow users like
Oh my
like
God, you're-
not even like 5 minutes to kill a
Bows.
monster. And I feel like on PC,
Yeah,
That shit's
it's
over,
gonna be
dude.
insane.
that shit's
So
over.
the thing that's going on with Monster Hunter is they have their summer event, which is all the previous deals like coming
And
back,
a few
and that
more.
means all those events had like almost guaranteed large crown or small crown. So I'm like, fuck, this is perfect time.
I think I'm gonna come back for Final Fantasy.
Yeah, there's that too.
The behemoth. That's
And then-
August 1st.
My little purchasing fiasco was Sunday. No, yeah. Was it Sunday or Monday night? It was Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night midnight. I was about to get off my computer. Was it Monday night? No, it was Sunday night. It was Sunday night. Anyway, doesn't matter. Sunday night, it was midnight. I was about to go to sleep, and I was checking Twitter real quick.
Not
And
all heroes wear capes.
The one true hero of Twitter, Mario
Suda
64.
51 recognizes.
Mario. That's what I heard.
Mario, yeah.
Warrior.
Wario 64 always has the deals. shares this thing that happened with Target's website and Target in general, where you could stack 6 codes together,
and you
for
had
coupons.
to
text
text
a number,
them, and
a
it
code.
gave you like a 15% discount code. But each text was a different code, therefore it was able to stack because it was considered the same discount. Correct.
And I was like kind of curious. I was like, text the number. Fuck it, let's try it. So I tried it, and I'm like, let's put some shit in my cart. And I put like 1 or 2 things. I'm like, it's working. And I kept doing it. I was like, this is like Price is Right. It's like, how more can this go?
How low can you go?
I was like,
How
will
low
it get to
can
free?
you go?
And it got like, okay, I didn't know what to get. I was like, what do I kind of want? Because Target didn't have I wanted like monitors. I wanted some like camera stuff that.
In the heat of the moment.
And it was also fucking midnight, so I'm tired. So I got a GoPro. I've never had a GoPro. I thought it'd be cool for like PAX and Comic-Con and just travel in general. And then I got a mount for it, and I got a Roku so that it frees up the PS4 when Katie wants to watch TV. And it was like $500, dropped down to $100. I was like 140 or 150. I was like, still, I came out like a bandit. I'm like, I could after that moment, it confirmed, and then the next day, late in the afternoon, it said it shipped. I'm like, I should have bought more things. It's like I mean, not to the same serious tone, but it was like Schindler's List. I was like, I could have done some more. I don't know. Bad reference maybe. But one of my friends like, dude, you should flip it. I'm like, I kind of want these things though. So whatever. Do you guys want to get in topics now?
Flip it. Pop it.
Twist
it.
Let's start with your topic.
So this week is San Diego Comic-Con. People from all over the
CC.
world travel from far to go.
To wait in lines.
Yeah, to wait in lines. Yeah, pretty much. I have a Thursday pass. Can't go tomorrow. So, what are your
So you're giving it to one listener.
no?
Yeah.
What are your plans for Comic-Con? What are you looking forward to at
Okay.
Comic-Con?
I can give you my itinerary.
Go for it.
Are you?
I mean, I only have a Sunday ticket. Just because like it gets so ridiculously packed, and when you go one day inside, it's pretty much the same all 3 days or 4 days. The only difference is
You're talking about to the exhibitors floor?
like exhibitors or just what you see inside when you're buying stuff. But yeah, obviously each day there's different panels, different signings, different things like that. So if you're interested in that, I've never been really interested.
You're the type of person that enjoys the exhibitors
the show floor, yeah, and I only need that for one
yeah,
day.
that's fair.
So
I've had a point where that was my main thing. Like that's all I want to do, and I was very much the same point. Yeah.
and I've also never done all the stuff that there is to do outside. Like they've increased it by so much. Like there are free events to do outside of Comic-Con, and so I've taken Saturday to do everything outside that I possibly can.
Do you have anything in mind? Or is it just like I'm gonna do everything?
I know one for sure is the Taco Bell.
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man themed Taco Bell. I get a hat. And then from there, I'm gonna just walk around. I know I've always wanted to do the Cartoon Network one. That's always been something really fun. I've never ended up going to that one either. The one time that I did anything outside, we waited like 8 hours for Game of Thrones.
Oh my!
Amazing day! What an amazing
experience!
Day. Woo! LineCon.
It's almost like half the time you wait for Hall H.
Yeah, it wasn't as cool as TanaCon, probably, people waiting in line, but it was really fun. And so I'm gonna try not to do anything that's super crazy long.
Are you giving yourself like a cap, like after waiting, like only waiting so much?
I don't know if I'm gonna wait at all. To find out, what I do is probably just talk to the people in line and be like, "Hey, have you been waiting here for a while?" He's like, "Yeah, it's been an hour." I'm like,
okay.
Where were you an hour ago? And he's like, right here. And he points, like 2 feet away from him. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna wait with you. And then Sunday, I'm gonna do exhibitor floor, and I do plan on buying something. I've not really ever bought anything.
Do you have anything in mind?
It's probably at least one thing for sure, a comic.
Really?
Ooh.
It's probably gonna be like one that's already been done, and it's like the whole.
A collection.
A collection of it. Yeah.
Okay. Those are easier to
swallow.
To swallow. to nibble. Cool.
So that's what I plan on doing.
Cool.
Friday, since I have that day off, I'm gonna drive 4 a.m, get to San Diego at 6 in the morning.
You're gonna get there before me.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, I just don't want to drive through traffic.
I
Work traffic.
100% agree
Work
with you.
traffic.
I
Yeah,
hate
just-
traffic.
So that's why I want to get there early. First thing I'm gonna hit up is Castle Rock, the new Hulu show Stephen King is creating. I want to hit up that place first because I don't want to wait too long. I feel like if I get there at 6 in the morning, I'm good, dude. I'm gonna be reading Game of Thrones.
Do you know where you're gonna park?
I'm gonna park in Old Town train station and take the train down.
Okay.
I thought you were getting like a.
I have a hostel, but the check-in is late.
Oh, okay.
So I
So
can come
ju-
at night and
Okay.
check in. So
Oh, so you didn't get the hostel for Thursday?
I had to call and change it.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
After that, I have a stream schedule. I'm streaming at the Alienware crossover Skybound.
How
Check
did
'em
you?
out.
You had to hit him up.
You
or
had
something?
to. So there's like you had to get a ticket. So you just I'm pretty sure there's a standby line. You can still. I think you can still get tickets.
I'm not really gonna try.
But hopefully they have Fortnite. I'm gonna have to stream. Next is I have to go to Mr. Mercedes. I have a ticket for that, so I hopefully don't have to wait too long of a line. So they give an exclusive pin. So I was like, oh shit.
What's
Stephen
Mr.
King?
Mercedes? Oh,
Stephen King book.
Cool.
It's a TV show. Taco Bell on Saturday. Saturday, the main reason why I'm going to Comic-Con, I found out that Neil Gaiman is doing a signing.
And then outside though,
It's an outside event. It's Leica, the guys who
Oh,
do
yeah.
Kubo, and
is that
Coraline.
available to everyone since
it's
it's outside?
available to everyone.
I'll meet you there.
The problem is, guaranteed signature, you have to buy something. Guess how much this thing cost? $200. And I am down to pay $200 to meet
Just
Neil
that
Gaiman.
Fortnite dance where he's just
It's-
dropping money.
This is crazier than Stanley. I paid $100 for Stanley.
This is crazy.
But
Oh,
Stan Lee,
no,
you paid
I
100,
paid $50 for Stanley.
but you didn't get an item.
I didn't
See?
get an item.
You had to bring your own item.
Right. So, okay, wait.
What are you gonna?
I
You're
take-
gonna
I
make
take-
it worth the
I
200?
take
How you-
that
what are you
back.
gonna do?
I take that back.
You give him a hug?
I need to find out from Cujo Prime if CGC is witnessing Neil Gaiman. If they're not witnessing, I might not do it because it's not worth it. Because I have two Sandman issue number ones. They're like $300. With his signature,
1,500.
it jumps up.
Add a couple zeros.
It jumps up to $800 to $1,000, and especially if it's CGC yellow, it'll jump up that much. So I am down to drop 200, sell one, but I'm
This
not
is
gonna.
like when a referee needs to be there when you're cashing your money in the bank. Like, I'm doing it. Like, are you sure? I ring the bell. Ring the bell. He's like,
So it
I'll
was.
give you $50 if you tickle Neil Gaiman.
How I don't know if I can do that.
Be like, Cujo Prime, witness me.
Hey, that's 25% of what
I'm
you're
gonna
paying.
ask him about the interview if we can interview him.
Okay.
I'll ask
Do
him.
it. Yeah.
What else? Yoshitaka Amano was number one until
Who's that?
he's the character designer for a lot of the Final Fantasy games.
Oh, right.
So he's doing a wristband signing.
Cool.
So on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Do you have any
Sunday.
wristbands you want? Sign?
No, you need a wristband for his
Oh,
signing. So you had to go there first thing in the morning, and then get a wristband.
And then you can
Feel like
leave,
it.
and they still won't hold your spot.
Okay,
then.
got it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But I have a feeling that thing's gonna.
Go fast.
Go fast.
Yeah.
And-
I feel like everything. Like you should just like be like, no one's gonna do this. At least 800 people are thinking the same way as.
It's cool though.
Well,
Yeah.
no, the crazy thing, the hype for Neil Gaiman is fucking.
Oh.
It's building.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fucking building.
American
dude.
Gods
And
is
I
out
feel
there,
like
all these
people.
books
I feel like people are gonna be camping overnight.
Yeah.
And they're down to pay $200. There's a standby line too.
How long would you be? Would you wait 8
I
hours?
would. I'm gonna wait I'm gonna get there at 6 in the morning.
You know, wait.
You know, wait. His signing's at 12:30.
You should like have your GoPro record all this. Just like sitting there.
I'm waiting 6
I'm not.
hours for that, dude.
Bring your Switch.
Well, I'm gonna be reading Game of Thrones, so I'm gonna get a lot of reading done.
Bring a Switch with Game of Thrones in it.
I will.
Da, 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 da,
I'll
da,
bring
da.
2. Play Fortnite.
Okay.
So I think that's it. Sunday, just the Yoshitaka Amano. That's it, and just walk the show for.
Okay.
Nothing.
That's
crazy.
a packed schedule. I think.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think I'm gonna hit everything. Like I feel like certain things will have to not gonna, and I'm not gonna be sad if I don't hit certain things. Whatever.
Okay.
And eat at Phil's Barbecue.
I've never eaten there.
That was a disappointment, dude.
What?
Really?
So we have our friend Foley.
Now the furry community's mad and the barbecue community's mad at us,
Damn.
dude.
And the
Man.
Stranger Things fans are mad. Come at us, bro.
Now I'm gonna come as a Stranger Things themed furry eating
A
barbecue.
Demigorgon
Let's
is a
do it.
furry, bro. Come at like it's
There's
that,
no hair on
it's that
it.
argument thing where it's like,
He pulls down
like
his
convince me otherwise. I asked the Demigorgon, they said they wouldn't.
No, we have a friend Foley who is always every time he's in San Diego he ends up getting
Is his name Mick?
Phil.
Yes.
Mick Foley.
Yep.
Damn, get him. Can we?
It starts with an M. I can tell you
Okay.
that much. And he's always gotten Phil's there. Always Snapchats it. Always Instagrams it. And I'm like, I gotta try that place. And one time we went to
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con, was it?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we weren't there long enough. We ended up leaving early, and we still ended up getting Phil's. I was like, it's not.
We still waited in line.
Ain't juicy. It ain't like.
I'm not a big steak person.
It's not long enough.
Is it a steak thing or is it a?
No, it's a
like,
barbecue,
yeah, it's
southern
barbecue, like,
Texas.
So it's like smothered like ribs
Oh, okay.
or
Okay, sandwiches.
chicken.
yeah, sandwich. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if we'll see how it is. I'm kind of like I'm only going Friday and Saturday. I have Sunday pass, but I'm like, there's a lot of things going on at home I need to do on Sunday, and I need a rest day because I'm going to be going hard on those 2 days. Taking the train down. Not going as early as you, but I'm taking the train like 7 a.m. It should get me there by like 8:30.
I might need to buy a train pass, but I think I want to take a train on Sunday.
Oh, I tried to get Conan tickets for us. This is the farthest I've ever gone. I've actually been able to get in the wait list, but we didn't get it. Yeah.
Good effort.
I've never been able to get in the wait list.
That's almost harder to get into than Comic-Con now.
Dude, did you see the pop? The Hellboy pop. So every
Funko
year,
Pop?
Yeah, every year he gives away Funko Pops that are really exclusive and really expensive. They go up to like $200.
Conan does this.
Conan does it. He has a Hellboy one. Woo!
Like it's fire or
It's
just expensive?
freaking good. It's gonna be expensive. Oh my god, it looks
Like-
really good. I'll
like
show
the
it to you guys.
200, or this is gonna be like
It's gonna be
above-
worth it. It's
above
gonna,
it
It's
all.
gonna be above $200 for sure.
Now, when you're saying the worth of all these, do you have any plan or intention to sell them?
No.
If I got a
Like,
Funko
if you
Pop,
got that Neil Gaiman thing, are you gonna
I'm
sell
gonna
it?
sell one eventually. I won't sell it right away. I will sell it eventually.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep one. One to
Well,
keep.
but
one.
the Funko Pop.
Funko Pop, I wouldn't sell.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, you've brought up a few times of the various things and their worth and stuff.
He
and I
brings
didn't know-
prices up, but he never sells them.
No.
It's like an achievement for him.
Well,
Like, I
that's
own
still cool. It's like
$1 million
Yeah.
item,
Yeah.
but it'd never be $1 million.
Hey, the next level stuff is owning
podcast is.
owning original art, dude.
Podcast is over.
No, never. They're a new guest. Come on down. I'll show it to you guys.
Okay, so I'm taking the train down. Got my own little like. It's not even like a first come first serve. I got my own seat. Got Wi-Fi. Gonna bring my Switch.
Hey, you got the business class?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
I'm like, this is vacation. I'm treating
No
myself.
wonder why you were like, it's
Treat
this much.
yourself.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely pricier. Like, but to be fair, I would have spent probably the same if I was to.
That's fire.
That's pretty
dude.
good. That's pretty good.
fire, dude.
Nah.
It's exclusive. I'm not saying.
I realized I thought it looked weird. It's
hair.
supposed to be it's styled like Conan.
Yeah, it's a Conan. It's Hellboy in Conan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, okay, I could drive down, spend the gas, pay for parking somewhere, and then if I park further away,
These are
the
all of
Predator
them.
one's pretty cool.
These are all of them that they're
Okay.
giving out.
Wait, on that specific
Every
event.
day is a different Funko.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I could drive, I could get parking, and if I park far enough and it's cheap enough, then I could walk or Uber down. But I feel like I'm spending either the energy and time that I'd rather be spending at the convention,
Mhm.
or I could just fucking take the train. I've never really taken the train longer than like from here to LA, so I'm excited about that too.
I've used to take the train. The train back gets crowded.
I still
Train
got a seat.
Too. Oh, yeah, you got business. I forget.
I'm on podcasting business, guys.
I might have to look into that and soon because I'm sure if I get anywhere near that date, it's gonna be.
There's like availabilities. You got to check to see if it's
Yeah.
available.
Yeah.
But anyway,
if
so
it's
I'm,
now, I'll just drive whatever.
so I'm taking train downs both days at 7 a.m. Get there around 8:30, and nothing really opens till like 9 or 10. But I know the Nintendo area. I think they're open and they're in the Marriott.
And that's when.
That's all days, but it starts at 10 a.m. So I'm like, maybe I should just start my day, wait in line there, get that out of the way, because I liked what they did.
I might do that Saturday.
Yeah. and then check that out, and then just enjoy the rest of my day. Because the line, I think I waited no more than like an hour, and I went later in the day. So if it's already packed, people waiting from crack of dawn, then I'll be like, I'll come back later.
I know that last time we went, they had exclusive like it was like a mug or a cup or something.
It was like a canteen.
Yeah, and they were saying like before you like the only time you could have gotten it before that event, or like maybe it's always those events, but before that. You had to have like the Nintendo Club exclusivity. You had to have a certain amount of points.
That was when that was still around,
and it was a reward.
Yeah,
and that was the only way you were able to get it.
Yeah.
Now that like the Nintendo thing isn't a thing anymore, they have been having a limited amount of these events. But when me and Jane got there, while we were in line, they still had them.
Yeah.
And like halfway through the line, like you just hear this whole rumor of
hey,
wave come out.
They're
Yeah,
out.
hey, they're out. Hey, they're
and
out.
You see people
And then and then like employees come out and they're like, yeah, it's out, it's out, it's out.
They had amiibos and a few other things, but yeah, that was the hot item that people wanted.
Yeah.
But I just like the experience. I like trying all the games, and they had like a little kind of like go to each station, you get a stamp. I like that. If they do something like that, I'll be happy. They're gonna let you try Smash. That'll be available to try on the Switch.
Ultimate.
So that's something I'm looking forward to. There is another thing outside that I want to see. I think it's a great photo area. They're doing a Dragon Ball World Tournament thing, and they're gonna have games played like the card games, the phone games, and then the fighters. But they also have like a scaled versions of the tournament, the world tournaments, and then all the statues and stuff.
Lots of cosplay photo shoots.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to see the cosplay stuff, but also to just like be able to pose with that stuff. It's like good photo ops. Like
People sweating like crazy there.
yeah. Outside of that, there's a place that's usually I don't know, like 15 minutes drive from the Gaslamp Comic Con area called Coin Op. It's a barcade. It's right on like a bar alley, like a bunch of bars, and it's like open outdoors. I love that place. I first found out about it through a friend's birthday. We went to San Diego, and I was like, oh my god, this place is amazing. And anytime I'm in San Diego, I go there. I found out
this is the one that's you're talking about the one that's away from downtown.
Yeah.
Okay.
I found out now that there's one in Gaslamp, and it's a little bit nicer, so it's different vibe. But I want to check it out.
I feel like it will be packed like Saturday
Probably. I feel like because it's nerdy stuff, people are going to be like jammed up, drinking and all that stuff. But hopefully, enough of these other attractions pull people away from like just the bars.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Marriott Stuff Barcade. Just the general Gaslamp district. I like it at most at night. I don't like the daytime because it's fucking hot. Luckily, the heat wave, it doesn't look like it's like how it was 2 weeks ago. That was fucking... I would have died. I would have been like, I'm not going outside.
Yeah, that heat wave was insane, dude. The air hitting you was scorching hot. Like, the ground was emitting heat that would, like, roast your fingers. And
I walked from my apartment room to throw the trash out, and then I was like, I need a shower. And I showered. Anyway, so I'm excited also to take a lot of photos. Like last few times I've gone to conventions, I've used just my phone, and I've had people like say on my photos like, "Hey, can we feature your photo on this Instagram or on this?" And I'm like,
Pay me.
That's pretty cool. Like, can you just tag me? Like, just make sure I'm credited, or I don't know.
$10.
Put that money in my hand.
Yeah.
Every time you get a share, you owe me $10.
Yeah. So I want to try different types of photos and stuff. I love cosplay. I love it when I take the photos because then I'm public and I'll share them, and they oftentimes find themselves.
That's true. Or people will tag them like, hey,
and then one of their friends will tag them. I'm like, okay, and then I tag them in the photo so that they can have access to it.
Now you take it like with the regular phone camera. You're not like immediately taking it as an Instagram picture, right?
Yeah,
you're taking it as a regular photo
I only use the phone camera,
okay.
And I do portrait mode, which is usually where it adds that thing.
No pictures of Wonder Woman. Okay, thanks.
Actually, one of the first times someone asked me if they could use my photo was a Wonder Woman.
Body paint?
No. It was a husband and a wife, and the husband was in the Batman armor from Batman vs.
I know who
Superman.
they are. That's a sick costume.
And then she hit me up in a DM where she's like, "Hey, can you email me the original photo?"
It go down in the DM.
So I like that. And then I with my GoPro, I'm like, I wonder if I could do anything with it. So I'm gonna test it out. And then
Ready Player One.
If there's room, I want to do the Taco Bell thing for sure.
Yeah,
that, I want to check out Demolition Man. If there's anything,
you know what time that is, right?
6 p.m. I know. I have a limited window because my train back leaves at 8:50.
Dang.
So I'm like at a certain time I need to just like be like I'm gonna go check the line out, even if it's like an hour too early. I'm bringing my Switch and my 3DS.
Are you going to the Taco Bell on Friday or Saturday?
I'll just see what it's like Friday.
When's the
Sunday.
train leave? Oh no.
The last train leave?
Yeah.
I got the last train out, which is
So that's 8?
It leaves at 8:50 and it gets to Irvine at 10:50. So
Sunday, that's fine though. I mean, I'm not gonna say
I don't want to do
the
that
night.
Sunday. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, no, I wouldn't even do 8. You know,
Yeah,
like
you
that,
go
that's
earlier.
a fine day. Saturday, I'd like to stay like.
I usually do. I prefer the nightlife.
Yeah.
But doing the train thing, I'm like, I'm committed to this. So I guess this is how I'm gonna experience it this year. Maybe another year I'll do like a hotel, like the Marriott. That's like fucking the biggest one.
Because Nintendo's there.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Reggie's in the room.
Upstairs.
Yeah. So yeah, the Demolition Man I'm excited for. The show floor is just fun to check out. So my shopping list is like things like lapel pins, stickers, and if I see any D&D related
I know
stuff.
you have a backpack full of pins, but I don't know. I'm always afraid of like shit just getting jacked or something.
So
like
I have these
stolen.
secure pins that it requires a push and a pull in order to unlock.
But you can still just like forcibly pull it without ever. And
You
just
need to
rip
be
it out.
Lou Ferrigno to do that.
It's
Damn.
like it doesn't
Go
even have
for
to be a real person. Like it could kind of get like stuck
Yeah, it
on
can get
something,
snagged.
you
You're
walk
right.
out,
You're
yeah.
right.
It's
But
just,
I've been pretty good about the ones I've had, and I've had actually a few rip off because they've been dinged around more on the inside than the out. So I don't put anything on the inside pocket because when it bends there, it keeps going back and forth, and then it'll snap off.
Yeah.
And that sucks more so. But
We should definitely hit up artists and writers.
I wrote opportunities as one of the things I want to. I want to just like if there's
Kaiju
something.
Max. I think he's gonna be there. The guy who writes Max.
I
no,
would
Xander
100%.
Cannon.
Yeah,
Xander
you
Cannon.
saw him last
Handy.
time.
Each of us as a kaiju.
Wait, are we interviewing him there or getting his info?
Getting info.
Okay.
I feel like it's gonna be hectic. He's gonna be seeing people, but I do want to ask him and talk to him. I like talking to. I feel like artists don't get a lot of spotlight at Comic Cons. It's a lot more actors and panels.
We should get Mark Bernardine. He's the guy who's co-host with Kevin Smith. Batman on Batman.
Okay.
He's
I
gonna
mean,
be
we see
there.
him.
He's a writer. So
Cool.
and he works on Castle Rock.
That was the other thing. Oh my god, I forgot to mention. So
Kids are so
because
excited.
it segued, it went from you meant writer, and then I was like, yeah, I remember we waited at Midtown Comics in L.A.
Mm-hmm. Not Midtown. That's up New York. But Meltdown.
Meltdown, and we waited like an hour or so for Grant Morrison.
Rest in
Yes.
peace.
What?
Meltdown.
Oh, okay. I
Meltdown.
was like,
Sorry.
Grant Morrison is not dead.
Meltdown comics. Rest in peace, Meltdown comics. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's cool. But when I was at Comic Con, there was no line to see him. I went. I'm like, hey, I just want to talk to you, and it was so cool. I loved it.
I just
And
imagine
thinking
you
that-
like.
Just talk. Just talk.
You bald, beautiful
So this
bastard.
is where it segues. I forgot. I watched the movie Mom and Dad with Nicolas Cage and Selma Blair on Hulu now. It was like a movie that was barely in theaters. It's a movie where parents all of a sudden get this urge to just kill their kids.
Oh shit!
And it becomes like a kids trying to fend
Battle
them
Royale.
off, but like Nick Cage is like fucking bonkers. They have like people like they do the thing where you see in zombie movies where it's like, what can you tell as scientists? And they're like, oh, you know, their minds are changing. The person they got for the scientist was Grant Morrison.
Oh wow.
He's
Wow.
like the spawn and they want to evolve and this. I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking crazy. I freak out. My friends are like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I'm like, it's Grant Morrison.
He would be a really cool dude to interview.
Yeah,
Dude.
Oh my god.
He would be so fucking
We
dope.
still gotta.
You just had to tell him a story. Like, tell me a story. And he'll just tell you something crazy.
Have you heard about what he does with what he's done in the past with sigils?
No.
It's like his experiences with magic, and it was one of the videos he did, like really old. He talks about what a sigil is and what the magic that goes in, and he's like, write out the wish you want. Like, I want $1 million.
You told me.
I think you did it on the podcast too.
Yeah, maybe. And it's like you take out the vowels and you leave are just the consonants, and any repeating when
And
you
he
take out,
does these. Like
he
does
did it. Like
Oh, okay.
he went through a very experimental.
I
like,
mean, he's successful now, so it might have
Might have
worked, and
worked.
he should continue. I'm just saying.
I think he's like tempered down or in different ways because he would be like, I tried every drug I could, and like he went through some.
He probably
crazy
thinks
shit.
it works so well. He's like, I can't tell people anymore. They can't steal this
Yeah,
from me.
yeah. There's a limited mana pool. Yeah. So I feel like that's a busy enough thing. The only time things I'm worried about is the Taco Bell
Because you might not have time to wait until your train comes.
It's close. It's like I looked at how long of a walk. It's like a 10-minute walk from the gas lamp. So it's not
So
far.
from 8 o'clock, you're like, it's 8 o'clock. I gotta go.
I think I'll be fine, but we'll see. Yeah, I have 2 days to try it out. So that and the Nintendo thing, and then just checking out the floor.
And just to make sure, you have tickets to get inside Friday,
Saturday, and Sunday.
Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
But you don't plan on going on certain days inside the whole time, or
No,
at
I'll be
all?
going to because it's AC, bro.
I don't have that luxury.
So did you read they closed off roads?
Yeah,
So now it's like you're gonna have to scan in outside
man, that's
to
crazy.
go in.
It's just gonna be like the Comic-Con district. They did show the impact it has on the city, and it's very positive in their revenues. Like hotel profits go up, restaurant profits.
Last
go
time
up.
we went into like a breakfast joint. They made like a special menu that was like superhero themed.
Yeah,
And they're like, it was like Captain America breakfast, and it was like a full hearty ass breakfast.
I forgot one more thing. Pokemon Go. I found out today, unknown, spelling out SD Comic Con
Wow.
are there all weekend long. So when the Comic Con isn't open,
Wait, like the whole? Well, no, there's
anywhere
C's
around
already.
the area. So the Gaslamp district, people are reporting right now, and I found out like an hour before you guys showed up.
Wait, so right now it's already active? The
Yeah,
Comic-Con?
because it's preview night. Then the original thing that I had was from 11 to 2 on Saturday. They did this a few weeks ago where it's like they had an event, and then if people did a certain amount, they would do a special thing on a Saturday. And for 3 hours, they would have they had Articuno up as a raid boss, and he was easy to take down. You could only do it with like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
And every spot that had a raid was available, and you would just do as many as you could, and there was benefits and all these bonuses. Well, the Saturday at Comic-Con is the next one at Zapdos, the other Legend of Bird, and I'm like, I want to do. They give you a lot of free stuff to be able to do it without paying, so that's also nice. But I'm ready to do as many as I can. So I'm sure that's like I remember the first year Pokemon Go came out 2 years ago, and that area was crazy because it was like it just came out earlier in July, and then Comic-Con happened. It was like fucking nuts. Like everywhere, like you were saying, themed. They were like, hey, if you put a Pokemon thing here, we'll give you a 10% or we'll give you a free beer or whatever. It's fun. I like Comic-Con is now part Pokemon event for me. So that's cool.
Any convention, any
Yeah,
major.
I was thinking PAX might, but I think Comic-Con will and like E3 will, and it's like some of these more internationally renowned ones. Like
You went to Japan and you had you actively paid Pokemon there, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
almost too much. Katie
making
would
sure.
argue definitely too much. I played a lot.
You're fine. I wouldn't have.
I ran for a Farfetch'd
You ran.
several times.
That's fine. That's healthy.
Yeah.
Got my cardio.
not an
That's-
addiction.
It's not unhealthy. It's
not
healthy.
addiction.
Not addiction.
I haven't been into this since I was a little kid. You know, it's just crazy. I did. Oh, Prime Day. I got a steel bookcase Blu-ray of the original movie, the second movie, and the third movie. And I'm ready to binge that.
You're not
And
addicted?
An extra Kindle Prime, right? Kindle
Yeah.
Paperwhite. I mean.
Yeah. So, next topic.
Yeah. Let's do mine.
Yeah.
All right. So, not the very last episode, but so this is what 76.
76 on
So
74.
74. We talked about a little bit about at least I did when I talked about just what I've been doing. I
some
started
gaming
playing
and stuff.
Started playing indie games.
Mhm.
Really enjoying it. So
FTL was one of them. Hollow Knight a
FTL,
little bit.
yeah, Hollow
and a
Knight.
few others I think you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
on hold.
So I just wanted to kind of have recommendations on that. I want to shine the spotlight on these on these small games,
Independent game.
independent games, not obviously AAA studio games, and help them possibly for you listeners if you like to play games and
Yeah.
you've been meaning to check something out.
I think it's good.
Yeah,
We did that once where we were talking about recommendations if you were to buy just 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
I think this is another good thing to recommend.
Yeah. This is just for indie games, so not usually indie games don't go more than $20. They're usually around $15.
Well, how do you? Okay, so
It doesn't matter. Price doesn't matter. I'm just saying it'll.
those
help.
are all common.
It won't be a
things.
full $60 game generally.
Mighty number 9.
But we're not going to recommend that though.
No.
Same thing with Knack 2. We're not going to recommend
Knack
that. 'cause
2,
it's
baby.
Hey.
but yeah, so also
Go
if
for it.
you want, we can do the ring around. And I'm obviously going to start with FTL.
Obvious.
And the thing is, so I've been playing it still. Fantastic game. the biggest thing is I was so scared because it's almost like a real-time thing where you're controlling a spaceship. You have multiple guns. You have multiple people you control in the spaceship. Right. And at the same time, there's events to happen. Either you have to fight a spaceship, you have people boarding your spaceship. You got to use your characters to fight the other characters. And the biggest thing is you can pause the game. That's the thing I was scared about. I was like, I cannot micromanage to the point where I can do all this.
I remember you mentioned that. I was like, that was the saving grace, right?
Yeah. So for me, and so that's something that really does well. And because of that pause feature, there's so much more you can do because you can pause the game and be like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and do that, do that. And I guess there's another game, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's not released yet. Excuse me, it's not released yet. But it's very similar to FTL, the way it plays, where you micromanage these things, and it does more as well that you can do. Cool. I'll have to look it up, but I can't remember.
Is it the same studio or is it a different studio?
I think it's a different studio because I don't remember them mentioning the. They only brought up FTL because it was very similar.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, FTL, yeah, definitely. It's been around for a while. Very easy to get
and the
already.
Game is like $5, I think now, or
yeah, and then it goes on sale on like a Steam sale, and it's like
$1. $2.
They pay you
exactly.
Cool, that's a good one, Jang.
Before I was playing Fortnite, I was playing a crap ton of Hollow Knight. Which is harder than Dark Souls. It's like Dark Souls and Metroidvania had a baby. It's dope.
That's a great game.
It's hard.
It's already so.
It's long.
The Switch version. It's long. The Switch version already had one of the 2 DLCs. There's another DLC coming for free.
Oh wow!
On the Switch, it's like Gods and something. Mm-hmm. It comes out in August, but like that's amazing. Like, and it's a small group of individuals that are making this game. Yeah, like very small crew.
Yeah, I was enjoying it. Maybe I'll play it at Comic-Con. I'm gonna bring my Switch. So
I mean, yeah, that like the train ride. I'm like, this is a perfect time to play some Switch.
Yeah,
no more Destiny for a little bit.
Right. Fortnite, let's go.
Yeah, it does have Wi-Fi on the thing. Mm-hmm. So I started by trying to define what an indie game was to me because like I'm like. It's got to be the developer, or is it the length of the game, or is it the price of the game, or like what is it about the game? And I try to think of it as much as possible about like who's producing or backing this game. Is Activision involved? But then like in that there are gray areas too because like EA has an indie studio, or PlayStation will like Sony will be like, hey, we're helping this indie studio. So I was trying to be conscientious of that.
You went too far.
I did. I have like 20 games here.
Good.
But what I noticed was I went like I don't think of it as much with a AAA game. I think of like a Call of Duty. I don't think of the 8 different studios that do Call of Duty games.
Oh, I see.
Like Infinity Ward or whatever. Like I know a few of the names, but I don't like. Oh, that's an Infinity Ward game. I think maybe with like 3 or 4 studios, I think of that, like Naughty Dog and maybe 2 or 3 other ones.
Yeah.
But with indie games, I follow much more. All right, I keep an eye on that much more than I do like the individual games as I was going through this because I noticed that a lot of the games I was going to recommend were from one studio or from similar studios. Yeah. So for instance, one of them was Supergiant Studio, who made 3 of the games I would recommend: Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre. All of them pretty bite-sized. All of them with the same like tone. Like it's got a similar tone and vibe to the art and the music, which is, I think, fantastic. But the game is also great. It plays well on, I think, portable as well as like on any console.
And with that one, like, I mean, Bastion, I loved that game. That game was fantastic. And then the only other one I played was Transistor.
Yeah.
That wasn't very enjoyable to me. I don't remember exactly
it's like
how
smooth
the game
jazz, like neo-noir.
Yeah,
like noir.
yeah. I just don't remember. Like, I don't remember. I just didn't enjoy how the game, like the game,
the mechanic.
The mechanic was.
I like that. I feel like where it lost me was the story was a little bit more to me convoluted than Bastion's was. And Pyre, I've only played a little bit of it, but I want to go back to. Yeah. So I would recommend any of those.
Cool. And then mine, another one would be Astroneer.
I've heard of this one.
Yeah, it's fantastic. What are you? Why?
No, CD in the third.
Yeah. That's someone I've been watching play the game. But so the idea of that game is I don't know like how like the intro like how it it talks about this, but essentially when you load the game and it's in the start menu, you're on like in what is it called, a space station, and your start menu is the pods. You can either start a current game you have, or you can start a new game, and each pod is a different looking astronaut, and they're like little miniature, one has like longer legs, one has stubby legs, different looks, outfits to them, and you can literally go to anyone you want and start a new game, and it shoots that pod out with that character. That'll be your character. And the idea is you kind of just have to build when you land on the new planet, you just have to find enough material to build a spaceship to leave. Okay, that's the idea of it. But it gets so in depth, you can build like a whole town, a whole world essentially on the planet. And what's cool is yeah, exactly. And what's cool is every like either building or vehicle has unlimited oxygen. But if you're not tethered, if you're not connected to these objects, you have a limited oxygen supply. Okay. So when you start out, obviously you're going to probably be breaking off of that, grabbing stuff, coming back. But as you build materials, as you have a gun that just sucks everything up. Okay. You can suck up dirt, and you have to have special items. If you have a canister, you can use the dirt that you suck up to shoot it back and like build a mountain if you want, or build stairs, or build anything, or you know, like kind of fill a hole because you keep falling in that hole or something. But then once you get enough materials, there's different things. There's like resin as a material. There's they have categories. Resin is a like an organic, which you can kind of generally use as like a power supply unit, or to build like different things. Resin's more of like a cast, so it builds like structures essentially. Okay. But you can build what's called tethers, and they're like little units that can, like, if you go far enough, it tethers an oxygen line from the building to that tether. Then you walk a little further and you can build another tether to that tether. So you have a giant line of oxygen that goes out, and you can walk that whole way and still have oxygen and then come back. And then from there you can build vehicles to go further out, and the vehicle has its own oxygen supply. So then you can tether everything to that.
So do you give yourself objectives that you want to go for, or is it like
you do the biggest objective? So you technically only have one objective: is to build a spaceship to fly back out. Okay, but you realize like you can do so many things. Like you have to, but it still takes a while because you don't know how to build what you need to fly out. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to figure it out. The biggest thing is like you can build, eventually you'll be able to build a research center, and you can drop rare materials into that and power it. You have to find like a generator, a power supply, stuff like that. You can use like wind turbines. Okay. In the beginning, you'll use like actual natural products to cause to produce power. Okay. And then from there you can build like a wind turbine where it'll use the natural wind to build power, but you have to build a few to make enough power compared to everything else. And then by you doing research on certain units, you build enough data bytes, and enough data bytes goes. There's like different levels, and each level is different units, and eventually you learn how to build a seat that you can sit in, and then eventually the spacecraft, and eventually like the power, the jet power to fly up. So it's a really, really cool game, and it's only like, I feel like it's like $20. I think I bought it for $15 because it was on sale. Yeah, it's just a really good game, really good deal. A lot to do.
I'm gonna group these two games together. It's a recommendation from Cujo Prime, aka Kurosh. Inside and Limbo. They came together as a bundle.
Playdead Studio.
Playdead Studio.
They're both the same, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But going forward, I don't know if it's the same because the two founders are, one of them left, or they had a disagreement, and one of them's gone and the other one's still there.
They play differently. Yeah. Limbo's a lot harder.
I played a little bit of Limbo. I wouldn't say that Inside's hard. Mm-hmm. It just hits me hard.
Yeah, it's weird. And if you want a weird, twisted ending and try to I didn't even get the good ending yet. I usually 100% trophies, and I haven't done that.
It's easy. Like it would take you 30 minutes at most.
Well, right? You had to find all 14 something.
If you look up a thing, you can auto go to these chapters, and you just pull a plug that's hidden.
Yeah.
It did scared the hell out of me. That one, the first time you see the mermaid thing,
Yeah.
it scared the hell out of me. It's like,
That
whoa.
was the most. I hate things like that where I'm like helpless.
Good
The
game.
water
Chase.
is that a mermaid? Is that what you see it as?
It was like a merman or
Yeah, it was like an underwater thing.
Have you ever been killed by it?
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, I never
done
got.
Because I was curious because he
Yeah.
died. The way he dies is very graphic.
So it's
in
like
a lot of.
it's like a merman type looking thing, or
It's got hair that it can control, and it's just a little boy that can be underwater. Or person. It reminds me of a homunculus from
Oh.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
But yeah, that thing terrified me. It was just so subtle but fluid and eerie. Like I was like, man, fuck. Great game. I remember doing that game. I had a long Saturday night, and I was just like, I'm gonna start and finish this game.
Yeah.
That was a hell of an experience. I was like, fuck, it's 1 a.m. I can't sleep. Okay. Which one do I want to talk about? I'm gonna recommend this one because it was one of my favorite games of last year on the Switch. It's on PC. It's from a studio called Image and From, I think. SteamWorld Dig 2.
Ooh.
It's just so relaxing. Like it's got the Metroidvania like hook of you revisit old areas with new abilities that you've now unlocked and you can uncover new things. But it's very just like just enjoy your time and dig.
Yeah.
And like it's got mellow music and you're just like chilling, going like, I could go down and figure out whatever the story is, which is very basic at best. But it's just got a pleasant environment, and I remember that time fondly. And I love I was not no one was twisting my arm to 100% it. I was like, all right, yeah, fine. It's doable.
Right.
Just like collect everything. It's fine. So I really like that game. It's perfect on the Switch too.
Nice. My last one is Slay the Spire.
We've talked about this one.
Yeah. So it's a mix of like it's essentially a card game.
Mhm.
I think at its core, you use cards like you start with a deck, and then as you progress, you fight creatures, and your deck of cards is either your defensive or your offensive abilities,
Okay.
and from there you can just mix it up. Like some abilities give you like a shield,
Mhm.
or that obviously is not your health, so that can get hit, and then some give you like power up, or you can just do a straight up attack, and it starts out easy. Like you're just like, this game is just the
Shallow.
easiest thing ever. Yeah. There's 3 different like levels to it.
Mhm.
Like when you get to when you start out, you start at the very bottom of like of a map, and then there's like I don't know how to say it, how to say it, but like there's like about 10 to 15 different challenges to get all the way to the top of the tower, or like that level of the tower.
Okay.
And when you beat a boss, you move to the next floor, and it's the exact same way. You like 10 to 15 different tiers of challenges, and you can choose the path you want to take. You can take like all easy paths where it's no really difficult things to do, but then by the time you get to the boss, you don't have really good anything, because when you do challenges, it gives you better drops on better cards, better they also have relics give you buffs, permanent buffs.
So it's got a bit of like an RPG elements to it.
Yeah, essentially.
That's pretty cool.
And so yeah, you build your deck. You can like, the biggest thing is like you can't really remove deck cards, but there are special places you can get to where you can remove a card. Sometimes like having one card more than what you need to messes up like the way the way the cards drop.
Have you ever played like a live, like a real deck building game?
I don't think I have. No.
What you're describing is very similar. Like I've done it with Resident Evil,
Mhm.
and there was a popular one called Dominion, which is like a very generic fantasy version of it. But a lot of other studios have taken that and just put a theme over it, where it's like Resident Evil. And what you'll do is you'll flip a card, you'll face a monster if you choose. But before you do, you have a deck of 5 cards, and you use that to purchase new cards, and you build your deck. And you realize that early game these cards were so useful. Now they're just wasting space and so you get cards at that point to allow you to eradicate cards that you're like, these are now eliminated from my deck, and it helps refine your deck. It sounds similar.
Yeah, it's very similar. You get stuff in the beginning where it helps you. It's like, oh, you heal 5 health. You're like, oh, I need that.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that's a waste of space. But yeah, like as you progress, like monsters don't have any shields. You hit them and they get hurt.
Cool.
And you get enough abilities to where you can like put up a shield enough to completely mitigate the damage.
Cool.
And
Wow.
then you can hit them enough to like do
Combo
a lot of
it up,
damage.
too.
Yeah, and you just like do it twice, dead.
Cool.
And then you move into the next tier. It gets more difficult. But then there's monsters where like every turn it like puts 50 shield up, you know? And you're like, I'm not gonna fucking break through that. And then like you get monsters where like he has thorns on and shields, so like you hit him, doesn't even hurt him, and he does a shit ton of damage to you.
Okay.
You know, and stuff like that. And then there's bosses where like they have timers where like he doesn't do shit at all, but like it's counting down. You're like, what the hell? And like a giant ass hit that just 1,000 health, and you're dead.
It's like a spirit bomb.
Yeah. And if you do enough damage to the monster, it like resets him.
Okay.
So you have to meet these checkpoints essentially to continue on. I've never technically beaten the game. I've never gotten to the end. I've only gotten to the second tier to the very top, and that boss wrecked the shit out of me. It's tough. It gets tough.
It sounds fun though. It's got
yeah.
range.
I play very reserved.
Yeah.
And I think that's my issue is I tend to save too many cards where it helps me in the beginning. And at the end, it's like those cards are not as good as they are at this higher level. And they screw me over when I pick them up. But even then, I don't see it. Like, I'm still like, oh, this can still help me, you know, and 2 damage to the guy. I'm like, yeah, hit him. That's not enough, you know, when I'm trying to meet these checkpoints to make sure I'm there with the rest of it. But
cool.
It's fun game. So Slay the Spire, that's what it's called.
My last one is a game I've only played at an event.
Octopath Traveler.
Actually, you can
Oh yeah.
you can argue if it's really indie or not. Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, I would say that's indie.
So that's the only game.
That's a beautiful game.
Where I would almost want to buy an Xbox One, but not really. I wouldn't want to pay.
You can get it on Steam.
I don't want to play on PC.
Yeah.
You can play with a controller.
Still,
He doesn't.
I don't like playing on PC unless it's an FPS.
He's
Okay.
like you don't play on PS4.
I do
play
now.
on Destiny. Destiny 2.
Yeah,
on
Ori and
PC.
the Blind Forest.
That's a
we
great
went
game.
to a video game, the release party.
Rest in peace, Melton
In and Out got cut in front of.
Damn.
By who was it? Kendra
Wilkinson or
Yeah,
Wilson?
Wilkinson. She was a
Playboy
one of the
Playmate.
Playboy for
Hugh Hefner's one of Hugh Hefner's
Next
wives.
guest of the podcast?
no,
Episode
not
69
after.
part 2.
No, she cut us off on getting In and Out. She's never invited.
Damn.
Her and her bodyguard.
She's just trying to get in and out.
Beautiful game, dope game.
Yeah. I've had a friend highly recommend that game to me. And the second one's coming out now, right? Cool. I have more. I'll do honorable.
going.
I'll do like a shout list of it,
Do
but
it.
I want to highlight this one. This is one of my favorite games of all time.
Mega Man X.
Star Wars KOTOR.
That's not independent.
Yeah,
That's not
to me, it's independent.
What?
To me, it is. Microsoft Studios. No, it was
BioWare.
made by BioWare. Yeah, it was made by BioWare. Yeah, it's independent.
That's anything
Yeah.
but
That's an independent. That's an indie company.
Put him on the map right
It's
there.
an independent game.
Yeah.
Away from all the other ones.
Wolfenstein Enemy Territory. So there was Return to Castle Wolfenstein on the PC.
Mm-hmm.
Is that independent?
So I looked into it.
That's
I
why,
didn't.
yeah.
I was going through like independent game developers, and it showed notable games, and this popped up. I was like, really? Click. So
Really?
Return to Castle Wolfenstein, id Software, Activision was producing at that, and then there was a group of individuals. They went by a certain community name, Splash something, and they were modding it. They were doing some great mods for the game at the time that it got so much notoriety that the developers of the game were like, hey, we would like you to help us release like a map pack, like make some custom maps for the multiplayer or for this or for that. And they called on them a few times. And they eventually became known as Splash Damage as a studio. And so
Wait, what was the name of the game again?
Wolfenstein Enemy Territory.
Oh,
It was a
okay.
free-to-play game. So you didn't need any prior game to play this. You could just download it. Because what I understood it at the time was they were planning to make a second like Return to Castle Wolfenstein akin to the first. That was this new generation one, and the budget and resources became limited, and they were like, "Well, we have a multiplayer version." That was what I understood at the time, and they released it for free. It turned out it was these modders. They're like, "Can you come help us with the multiplayer side and do that?" And that would be your thing, and they did, and that was them. They later on, I followed them after this and looked up what else they'd done. They were then hired by or bought or whatever by Activision to have them do Quake, Enemy Territory, which was a full-fledged Quake game.
Yeah.
A couple like a few other like Activision like Battlefield style games, Quake Arena, Quake Wars, and a few other like shooter ones. But I'm just impressed because I was like, these were modders. They made this game that that was my favorite. Like, I love Medal of Honor. I know a lot of people love Battlefield 94 too. Enemy Territory was the game for me because it had what Battlefield has now or more recently, but with the RPG elements where if I'm in a server, they have a lineup of a rotation of maps.
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's say there's 8 multiplayer maps that'll cut through. And it was like the default, but you could customize it.
Yeah.
If I was sticking with, and they would have classes, engineer, field ops, which was like their heavy. Actually, field ops was like the ammo guy who would also launch airstrikes. They had unique abilities. The stealth guy, he could take out comms, or he could dress up as a character.
Yeah.
If you leveled their abilities up, you could increase those abilities. So, for instance, if I was a stealth guy level 1, if you see me in your clothing, you won't see a name tag above me. So you'd be like, that guy's
he's disguised. I can tell. Yeah,
but if I am
Level
if max level, which was 4 or 5, I forget.
There's like no.
You
way
would
to
see
tell.
the name of the person that I killed above me. So if we stood next to each other, they'd be like, something's up, and I don't know which one's which.
Yeah,
but to the non-prying eye, they just see, oh, he's right here. I thought I just saw him running by. So that was cool. For some of the other classes, they would have advancements like that, and I love that. I was like, all right, I gotta get in the server. I gotta fucking wreck shop, and once I got to the top tier on one, I'd be like, I'm gonna switch classes, start ranking that one up, and I'd just be playing for hours upon hours. I'm like, it was that RPG element that had me hooked. So yeah, I love that game. Outside of that, Journey and Flower.
Oh,
I
fantastic game.
Played those games.
Journey's amazing,
and they're both really short games, right? They're not like a few hours.
You could do it in a day. You could easily do it over a weekend, like if just 4 or 5 hours.
Crazy thing with Journey is other people will jump into your game,
That
and
blew
I
my
thought
mind.
I thought I was with the same person the whole time, but at the end of the game, it tells you who you played with.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
I played with 5 different
Well,
people.
there's certain areas where there's like a grouping of people,
That's
that's
true.
where you meet. So it could also be. That's what happened to me. And I went back because there's a trophy tied to like making the whole journey with someone. And I went back and I did, and I was like, that's another person, and that blew my mind. Like the first time I was like, these are NPCs. And I started realizing,
I want the white scarf.
Got it.
Is that like pretty much getting the platinum gives you the white?
They don't have a platinum trophy, but it's very close. It's similar to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Rocket League.
Yeah.
Timeless. That game is amazing.
Dude,
it's amazing they haven't had a sequel.
Such a smart move with that game. Because, I mean, technically, Rocket League is the sequel. Like, it was a different named game. Obviously, not as featured pack as this is. And what they did was release it on PlayStation for free.
Yeah, on the PS Plus thing.
Yeah.
They're like, this is a window to get it out.
Exactly. And, dude, it just blew up.
And then died.
And now it's not free.
Well, now it's fucking everywhere. It's on Switch.
Yeah, it's
the
like
crossplay,
$15 on everything. Dude.
Yeah, which I don't think is. I mean, I think it's great.
Yeah,
like, they haven't had to increase prices.
Yeah,
Firewatch is I really enjoy that game. Good one sitting sort of style game that I like. Fez, I really enjoy the aesthetic of. And I remember seeing a documentary of.
Like I gave up.
Phil Fish, bastard.
Poor guy. I feel bad for him, but at the same time, he's very like you could see.
The thing is, I don't put anything towards him. Like this I mean, he just went through a lot of shit.
He did, but I'm not excusing how he acted to certain other people. But I do sympathize with like he didn't like what people said about him was like you shouldn't say that about someone. Yeah. That's uncalled for.
He's the Kanye West of video game design.
Toast to the douchebag.
Shovel Knight.
Ooh,
another night. Yacht Club. Fucking amazing. Like an homage to Mega Man style games.
The Witness.
Yeah, Witness. I was expecting you to bring that one up.
That one, dude. I suffered through that.
Alien Hominid and Castle Crashers. I love Alien Hominid. I remember that studio.
There's
Newgrounds.
There's Pixel Junks. Pixel Junks.
They have a bunch.
The very first version of that, I picked up. I was all over that. I played that shit every day.
A few of my friends were PS3.
And they're redoing Pixel Junks 2, which is like very similar to the original, very first one. Because they've had different games now, so I might pick up that Pixel Junks too.
Do you guys remember a game called Joe Danger?
Sounds familiar.
It's like a stunt man.
Yeah.
Like on a motorcycle.
On
And you
PS
build like a Mario Maker style level.
No, then I don't
and you
remember
can
that.
share it.
I
And
remember.
so I have to find this. I tried making a skit once where it was like Robot Chicken where it would flash to different skits. And one of the skits I did was I made an impossible Joe Danger level. Fucking impossible. And I spent like a few hours and I made it through it. And I have to find that clip because it was hilarious. Like making it and then getting through it. But they are the same studio that made No Man's Sky.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
That was their indie game, and then they're still an independent company.
No Man's Sky
I
is
know.
releasing
They
it
came back.
as they're doing finally like the multiplayer that they said they
With
was
the
always gonna
All
have.
these promises. I mean, good on them for like working at it.
The thing is, I haven't really like super looked into it, but a lot of like just the quick things I go through, no one's like bringing up what they messed up before. And people are super hopeful.
I feel like because there is a community in there right now, and if you read a few stories, they're a strong community. Like they like colonize planets and be like, this is this district now. Like we've all like there's a governing community, but it's like very much Eve like.
Oh wow.
And apparently there's a player, and this got some controversy. I don't know if you guys read. It's a player who believes he's playing a character. He's like he takes on a personality where he gets very. I don't know if it's sexist or racist. But he's like the supreme overlord on a planet, and other players can see him and interact with him, and he does things to those people that they're like, why the fuck did you do that to me? But he's like, I'm not me, I'm playing a character.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it ethical to role play with people that aren't like in on the role playing? And like they bring that up. I mean,
it's like doing pranks to people we're not supposed to.
Yeah. I mean, and so there's a whole conversation.
Just on a quick one, I think it'd be fun. Like the thing is, like
I don't think so.
There's always mixed realities, like for different people, and there's no way to really ever like fully sync everything.
But if someone
up.
like if there's a thing saying
This
like
should be another topic.
it should be. But if there's that's what I was trying to say when we opened the door.
I wanted to bring it up real quick. And you just,
I brought it up. Okay, so let's say there's a list of rules you can't do certain things, and he's like, I wasn't doing those things. I was playing a character that was doing those things.
Right.
I feel like you still did those things. You can't be like I'm
It's
role
like
playing.
Eric Andre to his guests.
Anyway, yeah, it's a topic of itself, but it's interesting because there is still a community, and I'm imagining these sorts of things will foster more people, hopefully. And then there was one more Guacamelee Drinkbox.
Oh yeah,
I love that game. I think it's another great Metroidvania. Metroidvanias like dominate this. I feel like independent stuff.
Shout out to Scott Pilgrim.
Fuck yes, that was a great game.
In the music.
Oh, Anamanaguchi.
I still got it.
Huh?
On PS4.
Yeah, I
I
still do.
have it.
Okay. Final topic.
Let's do it.
So, I've been facing this.
Yeah, you have.
PS4 and PC with Destiny. They're doing this like event where it's like the solstice of whatever. It's till August. Monster Hunter is also like, hey, we're doing a summer event. It's till a certain point. This activity is you can only get it doing this way. Then I'm starting to catch wind and read up and just follow other games where it's like, hey, if you're playing Fortnite and you want to do this stuff, you only have a window. And then I'm like, this is cool. Like I get an initial excitement on all of these things. And then I'm like, I want to play all these other games that don't have that.
Yeah.
But because these have these like event limited things, I'm like, I have a window, so I got to prioritize it.
Yeah.
I wanted to just gauge thoughts on the idea of like games having seasonal content and limited release, like event related stuff, and like where it is now and what your general thoughts are about it. You like it, you don't. Games you think do it well, games you think don't, and just like, just a conversation about it. Because part of me is like, it's really cool because it feels special, but a part of me is like, because so many games are available now in our day and age, and I'm cursed with liking so many different games, it's giving me an anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I feel like paralyzed out of it, partially as well. So it's like a give and take. So share your thoughts.
So I've been a part of these for a very long time. World of Warcraft has
and it still has
events so obviously there's the game is set as a full year. Like they have different events. If it's Thanksgiving, they've got like a pilgrim event. If it's Christmas, they've got a holiday event. If it's there's even different ones. Like they have like Children's Week where there's essentially like children NPCs that are orphaned, and you have to help the children have a good time because they're just like in a foster like home or whatever.
Yeah.
No, not like a foster home, but like a I forgot orphanage. Sorry. So like generally the orphanage has nothing to do. So then you would accept the quest where you bring a kid out and it's like go kill like 15 monsters with the kid.
Oh, that's
and the
cool.
kid's like, no, it's fun. But then there's harder ones. There's like go do a raid with the kid.
Oh no.
And you're like,
don't let the kid die.
Kid, what's your DPS at? Like you get this shit on.
Well, no.
I'm
Like,
kidding,
they're
I'm
just
kidding.
like small little creatures that follow you around. I mean, they're not creatures; they're like little NPCs that follow you around. But they're just pets. As long as you're active when you're doing these things, it counts towards that.
Cool.
And you also have to have the event active.
Okay.
And then there's one called I think it's for what's a love
Valentine's?
I think it's a Valentine's Day one. I don't remember what the actual event is, but it's a week long, and there's a special box that you can find it once a day for that whole week, and then that box has a very, very low chance of dropping a special mount, which is a pink rocket.
Okay.
It's called the Love Rocket. It's rare because you only have essentially 7 days, so 7 chances to get the box, and then it's only a very, very small percentage to get that the mount in that box, and that's something I've never gotten. But yeah, like during that week, every day I'm setting aside like at least an hour to be able to do all these different things, because doing these achievements also like it shows up on like everyone can see like this guy, and it tells you a date. So it's like this guy did it like in 2014. He's like, that guy's pretty legit. You know? He's been playing for a long time. So that's something that I've always, and obviously it's a bigger.
So do you find yourself looking back on it fondly, or do you find yourself being like, man, I put a lot of time into it that week?
I've got mixed. Yeah, I've got mixed. So there's ones where like if I don't feel like my time was wasted, like I was very productive. Like I didn't put like a full day's worth of stuff into the game, but I did an hour, and that was enough for me to get what I wanted, and I did the rest of the like things I want to do throughout the day.
They make it manageable.
Yeah, it makes it fun. But if like there's ones where like I just spend all day just playing this game trying to get like a certain.
Do you remember that Monster Hunter one, the Kuvla Taroth, the gold guy? That's
yeah.
Like that was how I was like I gotta like I spent a lot of time on him. And I'm like I gotta work on this motherfucker because I wanted just the armor.
Yeah.
So.
But you eventually got it.
I did,
You're
but
still
it
like
took the amount that you're saying, like that amount put in. That's where it factors. Like if it's minimal, it's a little bit easier. But like at the same time, you're like, okay, well, how special is it?
Yeah, at the time you're like, hell yeah, I got it. After wasting all that time, but then as you look back, you're like, I feel like I wasted too much time trying to get that. Like it wasn't even worth it, really.
What do you think, Jane?
So that Monster Hunter one, I didn't do. I've never fought that gold
back.
guy. I know. Okay, so the only reason why I didn't do it because I know that's not going away. It'll always come back in waves. It'll always come back in waves. But the Final Fantasy one, I feel is a one-time deal, and they're done.
Ain't
so
never coming back.
The exclusivity of it makes me. I have to play it,
and they just have a set, right?
And
a special.
I have no desire to play Monster Hunter, dude. Like I don't really care right now. But
so that
just
exclusivity,
that exclusivity of it.
Do you find yourself like? There's got to be something you enjoy about it. Like, why are you like you're getting it and then you're just gonna turn off the game or like?
Yeah,
I think the biggest thing
you want to experience it,
at least for me, because I haven't touched the game since the Kuvla event.
Taroth,
I think that when I pick up this behemoth set and weapon, if I ever come back to the game again, if friends invite me, it's something I can show off. Like, hey, I still managed to get this. I still have it to show off. You know. I think it's something for future. Yeah. If I ever do end up coming back and be like, I got it. I didn't have to worry about in case it never comes back again. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, so like an example with Monster Hunter I'll bring up is there was that time where there's an armor that's exclusive to Universal Studios Japan, but there was a way that like if you had the quest in Japan, you could host it, and it became a very unorthodox way of getting it from a person who lives in North America with no access to that place, and I was able to do it. I don't like. I wear that armor now because not because I like the armor really. It's cool armor, granted, but I wear it more because I'm like, this is a statement of like what I went through. Like I thought, like, granted, it wasn't as bad of a grind. Like I wasn't spending like 8+ hours, but it was a unique grind that I feel like a lot of people would be deterred by it because it's very convoluted and weird. And I liked that. Like I was like, if you make it challenging but in an interesting way, and that's respectful of my time to a degree, but like you make it like, this is what you got to do. If you know what you're doing, it's manageable like time, but you got to do it, and that's tough. I feel like raids in Destiny are like that. They're very convoluted and challenging, but if you got a good crew and you can coordinate well, you can do it in a timely manner. Whereas there's events where it's like you're just grinding, or I'm doing like the Moments of Triumph thing. I don't feel like it's an ongoing thing, but like I want to do it, but at the same time, the activities they make me do, I'm like, fuck, this is stupid. Like there's little mini adventures that are just like go around, kill things in this spot, and I'm like, that I could be doing 100 other things I would rather do in this game than that.
What is so like
pick herbs?
What is the
Triumphs?
Yeah, for the Triumph, what's that one like specifically?
So
like
they're saying do 20 adventures.
Oh, okay.
And it's the most mindless thing I can do. Like I will put on TV while I do it because it's that mindless.
Is adventures the one orange. That has like the sword?
No, that's the patrol.
No. The actual like when you look at a map, it shows orange. And it's like
orange
sword,
and a sword. You're right. Right.
Okay,
there's
at least on my
60 of them.
At least on my my hunter. I was gonna say hunter because I also play a hunter in World of Warcraft. I was like, what is it called? No, yeah, on my hunter. I've kept up with all that except for just the most recent one, which is the Warmind? Well, two technically. It's the Warmind and the Hive. Yeah.
So that stuff I'm like,
so I
don't like that. But there's other stuff where it's like do that horde mode thing, the escalation protocol once, and I'm like, that's challenging. If I can get an instance to do it, then I'm doing it. But that's it. Like it's getting to do it.
But the escalation, like you
don't have to do it 100 times.
You can do that a shit ton of times, right?
You have to do the 7th wave is what the goal is.
Right. Okay.
Do the final wave, which is very hard.
That's hard. Okay.
But if you got a crew and you find a group, you've done it, then it's like cool. This mindless grinding, I feel like that like trophies are very similar, but they're not timed, obviously. But like it's like make it a fun experience. Don't make it like a chore.
Yeah.
You know who does it the best? Fortnite.
Really?
Fortnite just they make things really exclusive. Oh, like this armor set. Oh yeah. Oh, I want to. Oh, it's gonna come back in the shop. Doesn't come back. What the fuck? I didn't buy it at that time. Why? They just hold on to things and they're just like, okay, we're gonna release it.
There's controversies too.
Well,
we're gonna release it now.
I like the timing of it, but the way you're saying it's like I'm buying it.
I don't. I've only fall for it one. I've only bought
what you're
one
saying
item.
is that the way they incentivize you is you purchase, not play for it.
But there are things that you can get, but by only playing, and you cannot.
So like the John Wick thing that you guys have mentioned, I feel like that's a
or
good
even
one.
more. So when you buy the battle pass, there's a whole row of things. Those things they're only exclusive to that season. Once they're gone, like that Millie Rock dance, you cannot get it anywhere else. Like people will show me, like when I play with my viewers, they're like, "Oh, look at this dance." And they'll show me a dance like, "You can't get it. It's from season 1." Like, you bastard.
Yeah. There's like season 1. The biggest thing is it's a skeleton kin. It's a
You
dude
can buy.
in all
No, you
black.
can buy it. It's only come out twice.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's only come out twice. It always comes out in Halloween.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I feel like another one that comes to mind at Blizzard is
Overwatch.
Overwatch is one with the Halloween, the various events.
That one. So it also gets weird.
Yeah.
Because with the Halloween one, there are skins they'll never come back.
Yeah.
Like it was
like
the Halloween
one.
of 2016.
Right.
You know, and that was it. And 2017, 2018, there's events. There's the Halloween event, and it brings back certain skins that you were able to get before. But there's certain ones that'll never come back. And the problem is it's hard to figure which ones those are. They don't say this is never going to come back. They don't say this is going to come back. So then you focus, like I've done it like before when I really was into it. I focused all my efforts and get a certain skin, and that skin ended up being one that's like comes back every time. Like I could have spent that on a different skin and gotten that later, you know?
The reason why I say Fortnite does it well is because they make you win so many times. You win a lot. Like, and people love the feeling of winning something. Yeah. And you win almost every fucking time. And if you play enough, you don't have to pay for it. So I'm stuck in this never-ending circle of I never have to pay.
That's a smart move too. You drop $10, and you literally, as long as you max level, you will always get enough.
Is it satisfying though? Like, okay, you're right. Like, the winning is a good feeling, and that's what people like, and that's part of the point of the game. So I feel like it streamlines that experience. So you bring up a very good point.
The end game armor, I actually want to play and
just something, because we're talking about this like exclusive, not exclusivity, but like the timed events or something.
Yeah.
I feel like they shouldn't be doing the where so usually there's excuse me, they've done it a couple times. There's different characters that you can get where after you unlock it, there's challenges you have to meet to like
unlock the final version.
Yeah, the final version. And there's usually it's 5 different versions. It's like one where the guy has a cape now, like a better cape. There's one where the guy has like a little bit more armor looking stuff. And eventually like the last ends up with like having like a really cool mask on or something. But in the previous events, if you didn't finish all the challenges during that season, you only went up to what you've got, and that's all you get. You don't get anything more. This season, they've said that as long as you have it unlocked, you can continue into other seasons still trying to do those challenges. I don't agree with that. Like, you should have been able to do it in that first challenge. If you couldn't, you get what you get, you know? And it's enough. Like, you still get that character. You still get what you've unlocked. You just won't get that final form that looks really cool, because the final form generally has, like, a glowing effect around it. Like, I
know Destiny 1 had this with the trials. Mm-hmm. If you went flawless, you could get a version of the gun that was exactly the same, except it was like gold.
Yeah.
If you could get the regular one just by RNG and loot. And it was like, you can be just as competitive with that gun, but the gold, just not gold.
Let people know, like, you went flawless. Like, you never died doing this, you know? Same thing. And World of Warcraft has stuff like that too. Like you were saying that, like, exclusivity, like, me using this mount means that I went through this trouble with it.
I'm just wondering if it's going to be ever, like, going forward, if we're going to see studios. I know, like, Battlefront 2 got a lot of slack on their loot box stuff. And we've talked about loot boxes in the past, but like the ethics of manipulating or creating things that are preying on people to like get stuff. I wonder how much conversation is had of like, is this right or is this okay? Like, I feel like everything so far has been okay, but I'm imagining one day we'll have an incident where their game comes out and it's like, was that okay?
The thing is, like, so that's one spectrum. I've actually just today read an article. There's a mobile game where the first version was microtransaction. The second game started as a microtransaction. They ended up removing the microtransactions I don't know if it was when it was released from Steam or if they've updated the Steam version to have it. It's called like Click Heroes 2 or something. Since removing the microtransaction, it's become like that. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think it's that version or like that genre of game. It's become the number one selling.
Really?
Since they've removed their microtransactions, because they've made it. I don't know if because I didn't read the article fully. I kind of just like skimmed through it. But I think what it was saying is they managed to with removing microtransactions, made it an enjoyable experience to get these items, like by just doing these challenges, doing these things, like just logging in daily. And as long as you log in, like, you know, a week, once every day, you get this one item, and then that helps you like continue to get bigger, and you just do that over and over.
I'm curious if like other games, like in their life cycle, will be like, okay, we've played it now, we've supported it with DLC, and then they'll be like, and now we've hit our year 2. As a thanks for supporting us thus far, everything is now available for free. Like, at that point, does anyone care that everything's available? Or I don't know.
Right.
Like, let's say 8 years from now, Fortnite's like, hey, season 1 stuff is available again. Would that bother you guys?
It wouldn't bother me.
Because I feel like the value of it, like, does it go up or does it go down?
That's the thing. So there is a skin that's only been sold twice.
Yeah.
It's called the Red Knight skin.
Right. It came up recently.
And people were pissed. People were like, "This is supposed to be an exclusive skin." The thing is, like, the only time it's ever come up is through the shop to buy it. It's never been like a skin,
thing.
yeah, like one that you earn.
Right,
like
right.
you end up buying it. So even if it's out now, it's like the people that have it before didn't earn this skin.
Yeah.
They bought it
They just
still.
got a
It's
good
the
deal.
same thing. Like they just ended up buying it before the game was super huge.
Sure. Yeah.
Now that it's huge, these kids are like, this skin should never come back up out of the shop. You know, there's different ones like that. That's why, like, the one he was referring to, the skeleton one. People think at first I thought that you can only get that in a season. Apparently, you can just buy it off the shop, and if that comes back, people are gonna go get pissed because there's people that like the phishing scam or like the people that try to like.
Does it come back at a different price?
No, it's still the same price.
Okay, because I would maybe be pissed about that. Like, I paid X number
$50 for this, and now it's 10.
People are willing to pay a lot of money for accounts.
That's
with
the
that
thing.
skin.
Yeah, that's the thing. So people will try to buy these accounts that have this skin, but the thing is, like, it's. I still think they're 100% scams. Like they're like, here's $50, and then change my email address, and you're out of it again. I resell it, like hook, line, and sinker. Refresh that hook, and
So another question I had is we're talking mostly about like the seasonal stuff where you acquire things that are limited ability. Like the goal of all these limited so far has been to acquire something.
Yeah.
That is exclusive. There are games though, like I know the other aspect of Overwatch and the other aspect of like games like StarCraft have been, it's a season, like a sports season, and then your competitive rank, and then you reset your competitive rank and you start a new season. And where do you guys follow that much, or do you care? Like, what do you think about that?
Fortnite's gonna have that
competitive rank?
Yep, and for money, like you can be a regular guy if you're good at the game. You will be ranked, and you can actually go to a tournament and win money.
And they've already dabbled in that too. But stepping aside from Fortnite, I don't because
what
competitive wise. Like if there's been like a leaderboard for a certain amount of like
you're not interested
time,
in that.
I'm not because
what do you think of
it gets tiresome for me. Like that takes dedication because that's not something I can play for a week and then take a week off. Like if it's a month worth of a season or like, a couple several months of a season, like for me to stay at the top, I'm more than likely going to have to be playing like once every day, at the top of my game.
Okay. So in that sense, I feel like it plays differently than the way you guys have been going. I feel like at that point, it's more like a sport. Like, if you want to be good at basketball, you're out there practicing as much as you can, and you're playing that one sport.
The only problem is when you're practicing, it still counts. Like
I know. You're trying to stay up. You keep your edge sharp.
Yeah,
and because if you don't go out, then you're gonna get dull.
I've only done it like once, and it was a fluke. Like I don't feel like I was like super good at the game. I think it was just the amount of time I was playing the game. It was SOCOM, and I think I brought this up.
Yeah, you have.
I was like within the top 10 in like the leaderboards of that game, and I was just there all the time because I was constantly playing the game. I took like a month off, came back to the game. The game was not enjoyable anymore for me, and I thought like if I get like SOCOM 2 came out, SOCOM 3 came out, SOCOM 4. I thought if I got these games, that spark would come back. It never came back.
I do think that's sort of that aspect of the seasonal content is catered more. Like the three of us are very similar in that we like variety.
Yeah.
Whereas that takes like I only play this game or one of three games, and like that's my thing, and that is great I think for them because it allows you to like when you say so you said practice, you're playing the competitive practice, but there is an unranked mode where you can like I'm gonna try the strategy out, see how it plays, or if I'm playing a cooperative, like hey, let's try this in a regular scrimmage or a private match.
A good one would be like fighting games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Street Fighter, that
There's
has unranked and ranked.
Honda's headbutt.
Rematch, bro. I got you in the Tetris. I got you in the
Street Fighter.
Man.
We'll have to rematch it. Anyway, but yeah, you're right. Yeah. So I just it makes me think like that aspect of game, the competitive aspect of games, is becoming more sport like.
Yeah.
And as we've talked about like when will esports be more be featured in Olympics and have their own ESPNs, and they are making those headways. The season stuff, I look at that side of it and it's much more clear cut to me. But like at what cost? Because I don't know enough of the competitive side, but I feel like if you're competitive and someone's casually playing ranked mode just because they're like, I'm kind of into it. Like how you've mentioned, I've done it a little bit too. I've had experiences like with Destiny. and I'll go into trials, and that's where people like to do that competitive side. That's like the thing. If I just want to play it, people get pissed off at me, and they're like, and like they're frustrated with me after like even around. They're like, drop me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, chill. And I'm not in the same mindset as them, and it can lead to toxicity if not moderated or.
And this is referring to like rating in Destiny, I think.
No, trials.
Oh, trials. Okay.
Yeah, rating is a different thing. That there is, thing, but I'm talking about trials being like they're like, I'm here to go flawless. I have a KPL or like a whatever. Like Call of Duty has their KD ratios, and some of these other games have their ranks and competitive stuff. If you're playing in a cooperative sense, like Overwatch, someone's like, dude, what the fuck? I saw a streamer like bitching out a friend about like, dude, you were dead weight that game. What the fuck? And they was like, holy shit! Like, is he making like that is a potential underbelly of it that I'm worried about. But I feel like as a whole, it's making good moves.
In Fortnite, it's toxicity is one big thing. And
you got a mic?
They updated stuff to they've added groups where like you can like essentially.
Squads?
Well, it's similar to where like you can jump in with like a group of people.
Okay.
and like you can title the group to like have a message saying like, you know, like-minded people. But like I guess the meta or like the joke is there are a lot of groups that say like hot girls only, 18 plus. But the thing is, it's not what you think. It's not like actually guys trying to get girls. It's the idea that a girl doesn't play as competitive, they play more casual. So it's groups trying to play casual games without having dudes that are like, I'm here just to win, like 100%, give it your all. No, when you go in that group, it's just a bunch of casual people just playing, having a good time. And I think it was a Kotaku article where a girl, a female writer for Kotaku, jumped into different groups and found it was mostly men, but it, like when she talked to like the group leaders, everyone was like, "No, this is just to like really just find casual players because." And I you know, they're all just pretty much where like girls tend to not be as competitive as dudes, and so that's why the title's there. But it generally tends to be more guys than girls in the group. So I thought that was funny when you brought up the trials.
I think another thing, going back to just like a mix of all seasonal stuff, Splatoon is one I think of. They have their verses, like you pick a side and you just have two nights, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
That's it. Like minimal investment, but it puts a pressure on those 2 days. You're like, you miss it.
Yeah, minimal investment, but it's all narrowed into 2
you're like,
days.
Oh, if I want to go hard on this, it sucks because it's like it's limited. But on the flip side, it's super short, so I'm not like sinking.
I would keep the same amount of like XP you get, but throw in a third day, like make it.
That's true. I mean, it's all these different. Like, what is the game? How does it play?
You gotta play like fucking 2 days straight.
Because games can go in that like 3 to 5 minutes, so they can go pretty quick.
Yeah.
Iron Banner, on the other hand, or Faction Rally for Destiny, both of these, it's a week-long thing. So you're like, fuck, I'm not playing anything else this week.
That one's weird because you can have someone who like every time they like open it like a reward item, it's exactly what they need.
They've been fixing that. So what they made it now is they made it so you can purchase the base armor. What you're doing in each season, which has 3 of that event for a week, is you rank up the reputation. And if you reach a certain rank, you can buy the overlay on that armor that gives you that season specific look.
Oh, okay.
So like this season, it's very much like a Dark Souls look on Destiny characters. And I've been working at it on my PC version where I'm like 5 or 6 ranks away from hitting the rank I need to acquire all those.
The ranks got higher than it used to be, just 4 ranks, right? Or something like that?
No. So that was different. This one is just like you can keep going.
Oh.
But a lot of times the last reward is around like rank 30.
Oh.
And it's just like packages.
Holy shit. Oh, so it's just like every other thing where it's like an unlimited.
Yeah, the token shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to just have like kind of a discussion of this because each game has their own style to it, and I thought it was interesting.
So, in general, like to cap it off, I do enjoy like limited events. I just need it to be long enough, like a week or longer. It can't be fucking a few days. Like Splatoon specifically, like
we got work.
God damn. Yeah. There's like I can my time is probably only gonna be the weekend. Like I can't have it be 2 days and it not be the fucking week.
Well, the more I think about it, like my thought is when I'm having these anxiety, like Pokemon is another thing. Like I'm playing on my phone, and it's like, hey, this week double XP or double start whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm like, fuck, I don't like I can do a few of these things, but I'm limited. Is I can't avoid that. As the more games are out there, the more it's gonna overlap. But knowing that. It's I don't know. Just I kind of vocalized it, and kind of that helped.
Yeah.
So having this conversation.
So I do enjoy them. It's just got to be long enough.
Yeah,
and then
if they're conscious of like the type of gameplay, like make it fun.
yeah, and then it generally like an idea like that, a timed event will usually have exclusive stuff, like something you might only get at this time, or it's just easier to get whatever you need. But yeah, just don't make it too crazy hard to get this stuff, just
Or mindless or tedious. Like
Exclusivity, dope. Fortnite is killing it because they're trendy and they're always changing stuff and they're always taking out stuff like
the map changing.
I have a topic idea for the future. I might be using this
Fortnite.
next week. What do you think a game needs to overcome because Fortnite overcame PUBG? What things does a game need?
I already
Next
know
topic.
the answer. But
Pick 2 games.
No.
Like
Make
a
talk
new
about
game.
like aspects that like
Or, yeah.
the next game that's gonna take over the world needs to have this or should like
Call of Duty and Battlefield 4.
save it for next week.
And then what would cause one to shoot up?
Huh?
Pew, pew, pew.
Okay. Thumbs up.
Exclusivity
Okay.
and winning something for doing
Positive reward.
Yeah, mindless thing. That's
Cool. Where can people find you guys?
They can find me at the Fulio365 on Instagram, and then just the Fulio everywhere else.
at the Last Bosses everywhere. San Diego Comic Con this Friday to Sunday.
You can find us at San Diego Comic Con.
Hey,
We'll tickle you if you find us. You can find me at Future Prime. You can find us all at the Weekly DLC. And until next time, we'll
DLC
you later.
Hee hee hee.